ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 132 of I Got Gameplay. Yes, we're talking E3, and by the time this show airs, of course, it'll be airing on the Saturday. But we're talking today about E3. It's a fucking nightmare, of course, what's going on. Because E3 2015 has probably been the best E3 we have ever had as a gamers. You know, as a gamer, in totally. We've had people crying, basically Jamie over here. We've had people having semi-chubs, Mr. Brandon Liggan. We've had people just standing there losing their shit and calling Sony Brock Lesnar, aka Mr. Nick Horaceck. See, I'm mispronouncing names. You see how fucking maze-balls I am on this. I just basically had a huge Skype conversation with Fungo that I didn't even know I was having until the last, 5 minutes into E3. It was like, hi, I've just added you in a Skype convo. Oh, okay, cool. We also have, new to the show, basically. Introduce yourself, sir.
I'm Los Lobos, and I'm really excited for Shenmue 3.
Yes, you can tell he's basically told me his dick is so hard it could fuck concrete.
He's the band Los Lobos?
He is the band
Man,
Los Lobos.
That's awesome.
Los Lobos kick your ass, Los Lobos kick your face, Los Lobos kick your balls into outer space.
Actually, that short circuit quote is Los Locos.
Hey, fuck you, man. I'll say Los Lobos.
Whatever, I'll do what I want.
That will be your intro for your YouTube channel, dude. I'll make that for you. I'll make that shit. But yes, we are here.
I will maybe hire you for that.
I think you should. You should add to my lovely campaign, which has been zero funded. Just think about it here, folks. This Shenmue campaign made $5,000 within 2 minutes. I have yet to make $5,000 in 6 days, and I'm asking people to hire me. You cheap bastards.
You know why? It's because you're not a sailor.
No, it's because I'm not a fucking popular game developer who everybody loves and wants to suck his dick.
It's not really about that. It's like I can't even express into words how much that Shenmue meant to me. I love the game so much.
Hey, dude. I'm a big Shenmue fan myself. You know, since the Dreamcast, I've been gasping for a Shenmue 3 myself. We did a Shenmue episode on this very, very channel. Now, I want to ask you, each of you, of course, Mr. Los Lobos, how are you doing today? Been doing anything exciting apart from watching E3?
No.
Nick,
not really.
what about you? You've probably been doing a duality of watching Raw and SmackDown, Raw and E3 at the same time, haven't you? Just like me.
I was actually helping a friend of mine film her body pump workout class, so I literally just got home, and I'm seeing all the news. Shenmue 3, Final Fantasy 7
You must be fucking hard as a rock now, man, sitting there basically watching a body pump class. You're probably just watching boobs fly everywhere, like Chris Jericho said, let the boobies hit the floor.
I'm not going to touch that one, but anyway.
Yeah, he's not denying it. Yeah, you're not going to touch that one, but you're going to touch yourself, you sick freak. But
holy shit, this E3 has been insane. I mean, we had what happened yesterday. We had what happened today. I mean, look what I shared on Facebook with the Rare deal. But the Shenmue 3 thing is huge. Because people have wanted... Yeah, because people have wanted that game for years. From what I understand, Shenmue 2 ended on a bit of a cliffhanger.
It did. It ended on a huge cliffhanger, and people were pissed when Sega decided not to bring the game back, because Shenmue 2 didn't make profitability when it was released on the Xbox, the original Xbox One, believe it or not. But the fact is as well, we've shown that Sony has got a very big interest in this game, because apparently they did a list a way back asking what games they want to bring as third-party platforms to the Sony PlayStation 4. Shenmue was heads or tails above the rest. You know, everyone wanted to see this game on the PlayStation 4, and they're going to make it a reality. And what they did was they've basically announced there's a Kickstarter going for it, which I'm just looking here on the screen how, because I'm currently watching the Kickstarter go up. I have no money, so I can't afford to actually spend any money on this. It's $959,000.
It's right there.
I wonder how many of those dollars came from sailors.
Are you just gonna keep honing the sailor thing?
So gonna do that, dude.
Okay.
The low-hanging fruit of the.
And we'll just sit back with a mojito on the deck and ride it.
So what we're gonna do, ladies and gents, we're gonna go to Brandon, our lovely correspondent here, in his lovely purple dress, of course, with his red hot hair and his amazing curves. He's basically.
Have you ever seen pictures of me?
I have, and you kind of look like a young Terry Funk.
Well, thank you. I
Okay.
guess.
So, and Terry Funk would look great in a dress. But yeah, Brandon, let's.
No, I want to. Can we just talk about Shenmue 1 and 2 for a minute?
We
And,
will
like,
do Los Lobos. We'll do in a bit. Well, what we're going to do is we're just going to go from the beginning, from the top, so we can get people up to date on what's going on. So, Brandon, how did E3 start?
Well, I mean, Bethesda for some reason bizarrely kicked us off last night because I don't know.
Yeah.
But they wowed us though.
Yeah.
For sure. They definitely showed off the goods.
Oh god, Doom fucking 4. Oh.
Holy shit!
Well, is it Doom 4 or is it just Doom?
Oh my god!
It's Doom 4. It is literally the 4th game in the Doom series. So it's for me. I sat there and I watched it. You could rip monsters' body parts off and beat them with it.
Oh my god, that was so fucking cool.
What, yeah, dude, I was literally sitting there with freaking wood. I didn't know what to do with this thing. It was just like literally.
Bethesda is a company right now that could literally just do nothing wrong. Like if Bethesda made Goat Simulator would be a million seller. I think at this point.
Well, Goat Simulator would probably have someone ripping off the goat's body parts and beating you with it, because that's.
I'd buy that game. I'd buy that.
I
game.
would too.
Right
This game.
unseen.
You know what though? I mean, it takes some real effort because I didn't think the last Doom was that bad, and it's like
No one did.
and then like just to I mean, and yeah, the graphics were dated. Yeah, it was an old game, but holy shit, to just take that game and make it look like a complete piece of shit. Like that new preview just did exactly that. It made it look like a complete piece of shit. And that last game was good. It was a solid game, you know.
That's small news to me compared to how good Fallout 4 looked.
Oh my god, it does look so fucking good.
Holy mother of God! And the fact that you could actually have the full freedom to do whatever you want.
You know, you just want to lay out all your Fallout memorabilia and roll around in it right now.
And here we go, the clincher, the piece de resistance, a Pip-Boy, an actual working Pip-Boy app for your phone, and if you want to shell out a couple $100, you could actually buy a Pip-Boy. I am already going to buy a Pip-Boy.
Oh my god.
It's sold.
Is that like
done.
Is that like a collector's edition or something?
That's the collector's edition. Yes, you get an actual Pip-Boy.
That I have to own. No.
Oh, yeah, no.
There's few gaming things that I would get up in line and be like, I'm going to put money down on this.
Well, for those with more money and sense, you can actually buy your very own Pip-Boy. If I had the money and less sense, I'd probably buy one too. But at the moment, I cannot do that. Nick, are you going to buy a Pip-Boy?
I got no idea what the hell you're talking about here.
Okay, it's Fallout 4.
All right. Wow. Okay.
I'm lost. Like Pip-Boy.
Let's
like,
move on. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Anyway. So.
But as far as like the Doom thing, I mean, there was a Doom beta with Wolfenstein: The New Order. So
Yeah,
and now
I wasn't really that. Like I said, I was more impressed with Fallout, even though yes, we knew it was coming. It had been slowly teased over the last year or so.
Yeah.
But actually seeing the game, actually knowing that the game will be out this fall, that's
made it real.
That made it real. Like you didn't have to wait next year. Like some of the other stuff Microsoft showed that we're about to talk about, that's all kind of coming next year. Moving on to Microsoft, do you want to move right on to that?
Well, we're still talking. Do we have anything other from Bethesda?
I mean, Bethesda really just had Doom, Fallout. They didn't really mention anything about Elder Scrolls Online, which I thought they would have done something. It just launched on the consoles. You would think they would,
Yeah, but apparently that's got a lot of shit going on it at the moment, so I can understand the reasons
my
why.
biggest problem, I don't know if we want to go into that. I'm
talk to
playing the game. I'm actually playing the game right now. My biggest problem is not being able to get online.
That and also DRM. There's a DRM issue for those if you buy the game online at the moment as well. We talked about that earlier. Yep, DRM issues. You are not allowed to play it on your friend's console, your family's console. You can't play it on someone else's PC, and you cannot share it via Steam Family Share.
Honestly, about DRM, when are they gonna fucking learn? Like
they are never gonna learn.
How many times?
They're never gonna fucking learn.
How do you have to piss people off that are just wanting to play the game and just fuck everything up every
because
time?
they know we're all fat. It's the same reason why people paid $5 million for a game that cost $150K. Just saying. So, Miss Jamie Stiles, Doom 4 and Fallout 4. Thoughts?
I am so fucking excited over Fallout 4. You don't understand. I was shaking when I was watching it, and then I'm so excited. It looks so great. I'm hoping that my faction gets some love. I'm Enclave. I hope that Enclave gets some love because they are lacking in the love department.
They get plenty of love.
It's always about Brotherhood and CR, and fuck those guys. Doom, I don't know anything really about Doom, but the trailer looked really cool. It had me laughing at the gore.
And the fact that you could take monsters' body parts and beat other monsters with them.
Yeah, like, it had me laughing at it, but in a good way. I wasn't going, oh my god. I figured that's what Doom is from what I've been told, so I wasn't going to criticize it over
It's a bro game. It is a bro game.
It doesn't look like it would be a game to have much story anyway, so I didn't really criticize it on that, but so it looked really, really good for like a gore shooter. It had me entertained.
It's basically one of those games where you can sit there and say to your other bro, look, I took that monster's leg and I beat it with it, Brandon. I beat it with its leg. It was so fucking funny. And then me and him could just sit there and josh about it.
And I look forward to doing that when it comes out.
Definitely.
This fall.
Well, the fact of the matter is like, even the original Doom had like kind of a very simple storyline. You went to hell because they killed your bunny rabbit. You know, that was the original story. So it wasn't a heavy.
We're so old that we remember that.
I remember playing it on an AMD 427. This was before Pentium 4s came out. This is one of the free. I think it was like a 386 processor.
This was still when the game was probably freeware too.
Yeah, and when like computers they had RAM in K, kilobits.
That's how old we are.
That's how old we are.
Doom.
Go on, Nick.
I was playing this game before I had sex. This is how old I was.
Well, Doom is one of the original, basically granddaddies of video game violence. If you think about it.
Yeah. Do you think? But here's the thing.
On a new level.
This is what I think Bethesda does. Bethesda takes these titles from past, and they're going to reinvent it, and people are going to look at it a whole different way, and they're going to have another tentpole for their company. It's increasingly making their company all that more valuable to the gaming industry. They're going to do the same thing that they do to Fallout. This is going to, I think, be maybe not a huge success, not like Fallout level success, but this is going to sell some games for them. People are going to buy this game just for the fun factor.
Well, speaking of companies that are basically made, like, are reinventing the wheel in a sense and kind of listening to consumers, we can now go on to the Microsoft conference because Brandon. What the fuck did Microsoft do? We thought they were the winners on this.
Yeah, because look, they had to basically hit a home run to have any hope of coming out of E3 with strong momentum, and they did. I think they led off strong with the backwards compatibility. That blew my fucking mind because I'm sitting on a collection of Xbox 360 games that I was just like, I don't know what the fuck to do with. I don't really play it that much. Now I can play it and it kind of upscales it.
And you can use all your Xbox One features whilst playing them as well, which is the important part here. And there's no extra software that you have to play. They've said that you don't have to fucking buy HD remakes on these games. You can play these games as they're meant to be played on your Xbox One as you were playing like your Xbox 360. There's no DRM issues. You don't have to fucking install them.
Shots fired at Sony too by saying you don't have to pay for games you already own. Shots fired at Sony and their PlayStation Now service.
Yep.
Bang bang.
So
they did a fucking Terry Funk, baby.
Back hard though, like damn.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, by the way, on the Shenmue update, 999,785.
Looking at it, it hit $1 million.
Yeah, 1,000,001 now. 1,000,001.
Jesus Christ! You didn't even finish this show, and it hit $1 million.
But we're like 10 minutes into the show and it hit $1 million.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of sailors, Brandon. So, basically, they started strong with the backwards compatibility. We were all loving this. What did they do next?
And then they broke out the big guns. They showed off Halo 5, which is supposedly built up from the ground up. For like 30 seconds, but hey, I'm a Halo fanboy. As much as you people popped for the Final Fantasy VII, I popped for the Halo 4 campaign bit that they
Halo I was totally in for Halo. I was super excited. They didn't show us
Nathan Fillion. Nathan
I don't give a
Fillion is gonna
fuck.
be
They
in the
didn't
game.
show us anything new.
It was
They
in
showed us-
It was in a previous game.
They showed us like 5 minutes of what just looked like generic Halo campaign. I wanted something more, and I was genuinely disappointed.
No offense, isn't Halo generic Halo campaign?
Well, I mean, Halo is a really fun game. I do love Halo.
Look! I believe the Halo storyline is one of the best story
It was.
arcs.
I love the story, but it was just gameplay, and that's all it was. It was just generic gameplay.
That's all they wanted
was
to
nothing
show.
else.
They didn't really want to do anything else as of yet. As Microsoft are being very, very secretive on what's going on in this game yet, because they probably even haven't built the story. They probably don't even know what the fuck story they're telling yet.
No,
that's
they
their
haven't.
problem.
They have it because obviously they have it because the box art is essentially the storyline. It's basically putting Master Chief against Spartan Locke and company.
Okay. So moving on from that, Mr. Liggan.
Then they broke it out another big gun, which was, I guess, another poorly kept secret because we all figured it was going to happen anyway. The Gears of War remake.
The IP that they basically purchased previously.
I mean, they made it. It's their.
Well,
game.
they didn't make it. It wasn't their game. It was an
They did.
exclusive game. It was a second party title for their console, which was exclusive to their console. They only bought the rights to it last year.
Well, right, but it was a game.
It was synonymous with the Xbox 360,
It
of
was
course.
published by Microsoft Game Studios.
Yes.
They released this for their own, essentially just like Halo was.
Yeah. So they
They
bought
just
it out and
essentially
they got it back, but they basically bought it out and it's theirs. So they did the release. I know, Jamie, you've got a few problems about this game, so we'll talk about that in a bit. So what do you think, Brad? What was your opinion?
I love the first Gears of War, and of course I'm going to buy this if the price is right. I don't know if I'm going to spend throw out a full $60 release for this, unless it gives me a little bit more, like, the other Gears of War games. I basically just want the Master Chief Collection, but with Marcus Phoenix, I guess. But I'll play this just for the nostalgia factor. There'll probably be some beta giveaway for it when it comes out.
Yep.
I'm excited for what they're gonna hold for the Gears of War franchise, because later on they did the big one, and a big one it was.
So,
Gears 4.
Jamie, your issues with Gears
Yes,
of
please. I want to hear this.
I don't have issues with Gears of War itself. My issues were the entirety of the Microsoft everything was showing us a 30 to 45 second trailer saying, this is the game we're coming out with. We got some really cool stuff. All right, next trailer. We don't get to know
they
dick.
touted Phil Spencer himself touted it as the greatest release schedule in Xbox history. So
I don't
they've
give a
got a lot of
fuck.
stuff.
Yeah.
I don't care.
They got
My
people
fact is
hooked.
that- No, they didn't. What the fuck is wrong with them? I don't know dick about any of the games that they had. I was taking notes to try and do a video at the end of this week about E3. My entire Microsoft press conference notes is, hey, this game's coming out. Oh, look, no info. Hey, this game's coming out. Oh, look, no info, no gameplay. This game's coming out. No info, no game.
But that's Microsoft. That's been their Microsoft way for like the last 3 E3s.
They do like to dick tease. Yeah, they do. They like to give you like the tip. They'll give you the tip, but they'll never give you the full package.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Oh, we lost Jamie again.
Dick joke.
I had to put the
Burhan
dick
with a
joke
dick
in.
joke.
So, Brandon, continue.
Because that's what you do.
That is what I do. That is my thing. So go, Brandon. Next.
So, this is where they get into the rapid fire portion of the program. I believe, Peter Moore came out. He put over the EA Access program, which, big surprise, I'm a fanboy of. Because he free games. Free games! That shouldn't be a big surprise, because that's something they're clearly going to try and put over, because that's something that they have that PlayStation does not have. This is where it gets a little crazy, because they just started naming independent developers, and I lost track of everything that was going on. There was a lot of good games that were showed off. I was most impressed by Cup Boy, because it didn't look like I was actually looking at a video game. It looked like I was actually looking at a cartoon. So I felt they nailed that. It was after that is when they broke out the big guns and Gears of War 4. And I don't know anything about what they're doing in the storyline with Gears of War 4, where they're taking it, but you have me. I'm sold.
Okay, so going on from the Microsoft, you feel they killed it in terms of their conference.
I
Jamie,
feel that they killed it. I feel that they killed it in terms of their conference. This is just on top of the games. Then they broke out the Hollow Glass or whatever the Hollow thing, whatever they were calling it. I forget what they were calling it. Boom. There you go. That to me was a game changer to me. The fact that you be able to project games on your wall and then look at have a table space, and then you're looking at it in 3 dimensions through glasses. As far as wearable tech goes, that's better than Google Glass. That's better than an Apple Watch. That's better than
is it better than Oculus Rift?
That's better than an Oculus Rift for me, because you know why? I felt like I would be Tony Stark in the Avengers, looking at my computer and stuff like that. Yes, I'm wearing glasses, but closest we're probably going to get to that.
So you went from chub to full on hard on there then.
Oh yeah, as the tech nerd in me went like, holy shit, we're living in the future.
So
that's my spaceship.
Jamie, opinions? Do you think they killed it, or do you think there was more they needed to give you?
There was so much more to be desired from Microsoft. So much more. The little thing that they had, God, what was it? The projector thing. Name.
Hollow Glass. Or the
Holocaust. Sorry, my Jewish friends.
That was really awesome, but I'm interested to see, number one, how much it cost, if it's going to be extremely limited, and number two, how much is it going to glitch the fuck out, and do you have to have set number of specific things to work it? Like, do you have to have this fucking hoss of a PC to be able to work it with your console? Because that's what it sounded like they were doing to me.
Well,
I think there's just so much left to be desired.
Well, anybody who basically bought a Sega 32X is still going to buy this shit. So we don't know. We need further information, Microsoft. Jamie says we need more information. Get to it. Los Lobos, kick your ass. Tell us, do you think that they did well for you, or do you think you needed a bit more as well, like on Jamie's side?
Well, see, I'm not a huge Xbox One fan to begin with, but I mean, they didn't do too bad. I thought they did okay. I think they did a lot of. I mean, the new Gears of War. Wow. I mean, that's going to be really. People are all excited about that. So I mean, I get it.
That's how they're going to turn the tide in this console.
I think that's definitely going to make some headway. And I mean, they even did some indie stuff. I mean, like they went to developed a smaller game. Like Inafune is doing a game for him now. And I mean, that's really cool. I mean, because he just got done with, like, he's doing Mighty Number 9, and now he's doing something else.
You know why I think they touted that as special? Because they want to try and be more competitive in Japan, because their numbers in Japan are paltry.
Yeah, the thing is, though, but they can be competitive in a market that doesn't exist in Japan anymore. The home console market in Japan is fucked. They're moving on to mobile and PC apps. I think they could use Inafune for going on more on the PC market, but that's it. The home console thing is literally non-existent there now. Hence the reason why Konami went on to made the decisions they made, and same with Sega. They would need to look more outside to the United States market. I think they did this more for brand awareness. It's a way for them to say, look, we're associated with this awesome people that every one of you people love because he's a developer. So love us.
You guys like Metroid, right?
Yeah. What you're saying is, like, old developers don't die; they just make games on Kickstarter.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I have my own personal issues with that. Exactly, I have some of my major issues with stuff like that because I believe that a lot of indie devs out there should be making a lot more of a splash on Kickstarter. But these guys are, using it to its full potential and are making money off of it. So more power to them. Nick, what do you think?
So we're the Shenmue? Is that where we're at?
No, we're on Microsoft, mate. Wake up. Wake up, Nick.
Sorry, it's like 10 o'clock, I'm tired, but so Microsoft...
You were thinking about that class again, weren't you? Stop it. There's a time and a place for that, Nick. This is the time to talk Microsoft.
With Microsoft, so far they've done really good. You had the backwards compatibility, Gears of War, Halo. Honestly, I'm more excited for the Rare Collection. That's just me.
Okay, I'm more excited for the Rare Collection. That's another thing. We're reliving nostalgia here with the Rare Collection being released. A lot of people are just like, well, the developers of Rare are gone. Yes, but Rare still exists in some form or fashion. This is a good way to get people back interested in Rare again, and we might be able to see a new Battletoads game, seeing how this thing sells.
That's what I want.
That's what I think Microsoft are doing. They're seeing how this sells, and they're going to see how it goes. And if it makes the money they do.
They did show off their new game. They showed off their new game. I think it was like a Thief's Life or something like that. It's a pirate MMO. It looked very good. At least concept wise, it looked like this gameplay looked like seamless gameplay. It really didn't appear to be any lag. It looked like you were actually in a real open world. You could join up with your friends and crew a pirate ship.
You are a pirate.
I mean, that sounds like something I'd be into. So I'm at least going to give it a shot. They at least have a pedigree of innovation behind them.
Very true, but all the original developers behind it are practically non-existent anymore. Hey, we might see a few of them up on Kickstarter, who knows. Now, moving on from that.
I mean, look at what's in that Rare Collection. Look, I just care about like Battletoads and Banjo-Kazooie and Jet Force Gemini and those classics. But that is a package.
Get this, 1,054,000, Nick. In our not Square Enix, in our Shenmue update, we are at 1,056,000 now. 1,056,000. This is crazy shit, man. This is crazy shit.
Nuts. I mean, this is nuts.
1,056,000 bucks.
I mean,
Brandon, you would never see this money in your life, and we're seeing it in like what? How many hours did we have? Like nearly 2 hours.
Not even an hour. Any time at all.
Not even a fucking hour. People are fucking giving their wallets. 12,325 backers, 12,339 backers, and we're seeing over 1.59 million. Exactly.
That's a lot of money from sailors.
Exactly. So, moving on from that, Brandon, next.
Yeah, this is where I kind of lose it because I don't remember it off the top of my head.
Well, let's move.
I have no problem with the Rare Collection. The Rare Collection seems like it's a logical move for them. They own this property. They own this company. Let's make some money off of it, and that's a absolutely great way to make some money off of it. 30 games for $30, you can't shake a stick at. Some of those classics,
especially when you add a bunch of achievements and
the achievement hunters are going to go
bonuses. Yeah, it's a bonus. Oh, I can't wait to see how hard some of the Battletoads achievements are. It's going to be balls to the wall insane.
Very much so. So,
look, finally, GameStop employees everywhere will finally be able to answer the age-old question: do you have Battletoads? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
So, Jamie, what others did we have before the Sony conference?
Are we talking from the Microsoft conference? Because we haven't talked about Rise of Tomb Raider yet.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that looked pretty badass, I think.
It looks so good, but god damn it, I wanted to see more. Like, they didn't show us Dick. We don't even know why she's fucking there. No, I will give them this. She's closed. For the love of God, she's closed. I'm so happy about this.
She's in an Arctic environment.
Well, teen boys everywhere are going to be upset about this.
Well, you know what? They can go on a goddamn porn site.
Yes.
You know what though? I have, as a man, speaking of men everywhere, I find this. I have no problem with her being fully clothed in this game because she's still going to make sounds. It's the sounds are.
You're not sexist then.
No, I'm not. See, so I'm all for female empowerment.
He's an equal opportunity fapper. He will fap over anyone.
The takeaway is that Jamie just wants more.
More. She wants more. Okay, fine. I get it. It wasn't enough.
You're a hard girl to please, Jamie. You're a hard girl to please.
I'm not. No. Okay, so here's what I am. I'm very impressed with the gameplay that they showed. It looks very smooth. It looked a tiny bit jumpy, but that could have just been the person controlling it. The graphics were beautiful. I think they changed the face model for her, though, because she didn't exactly look like the same Lara from the last game, which is fine. That happens. The only thing is, we didn't get any snippet to hook us of, like, why she's there, what she's going after, or anything like that we got with the last game, except for the fact that, hey, look, it's a new Tomb Raider, it's Lara Croft, buy it on principle. You know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
some
that
temple
seems like
thing.
that seems like what Microsoft was doing their entire thing is, like, hey, buy it on principle.
Like, this is our lineup. This is the hand we're playing. We have Master Chief, Lara Croft, some new shit from Inafune. What else? We got Gears of War. You know, bam, eat that, Sony. We got Minecraft on your fucking table through some glass.
Oh,
Eventually.
Jesus Christ. I mean, that thing's going to be ridiculously expensive. It's going to be like $10K or something ridiculous like that.
I think that's unreasonable, but not entirely. I wouldn't entirely be surprised. This is Microsoft we're talking about. They do find ways to make technology affordable, whether through
I hope so.
hook or
I
by
mean,
crook.
I would actually invest in owning an Xbox One if they made a holo display really work. You know?
Oh my god, that's like all
I
I've
think
wanted
that's the
in my
plan.
entire life.
Their plan is to have that edge competitively in the technological aspect, and I think they will do.
They
So,
just basically said, "Fuck you, Oculus Rift,
yeah.
fucking holograms, bitch."
Well, actually, they've partnered with that as
Yes.
well, because they're doing, like, basically the Oculus Rift is being paired with
Or
Microsoft
fuck
pads.
you. What's Sony's? Sony's is like the Morpheus or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
it's called or some shit.
Morpheus.
Fuck you, Morpheus.
So,
Suck our
let
dick.
me ask you guys a question. Anyone see the Nintendo one?
Nintendo's tomorrow, sir.
Oh, is that tomorrow?
That's
Oh, no,
Well,
today...
Nintendo had some stuff drop.
Yeah,
you know,
yesterday was the
free.
Nintendo Championships, wasn't it? That was it.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Nintendo Championships was yesterday. Did anyone know who won that?
Some Asian kid.
Congratulations, some Asian kid. And also we had the announcement of Mother the Beginning, which
Yes,
is finally...
I have it. I downloaded it.
What is
Finally...
that about?
Basically, it's the
It's Mother One.
it's the prequel to Earthbound, basically. So Earthbound the Beginning, it hit Nintendo eShop. Nick bought it because he has endless pockets. If you
Well, I did that, and I got Ryu and Lucas for Smash Brothers, but
you
it was
bought them
one of those
already?
things-
What, are they released already?
Yeah, they released I woke up on Sunday morning and I saw released Ryu, Lucas, fuck, that's more care. You know,
Oh god, I've
I
got
like
to buy
PlayStation.
them now. My sprogs are gonna want them. Bloody god,
Yep.
fuck you, Nintendo.
Oh my god. You gotta
But
hear
man,
this.
they did the conference and then available. You know, they did their here's Mother One. It's like, and I'm such a fan of Earthbound, like I can't not get this. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree, though, because motherfucking Earthbound.
Oh my god, I got Earthbound on my shelf. I love that game. Everybody does. I mean, the thing was about that game is, like, it didn't sell well at the time because people just didn't even know. Like,
Well, that
Like-
and it was expensive.
it
was
was
the cost.
expensive. You know, and it was like, and now it's even more expensive, and we all want it now. You know, I rented that game for a long time just to play it and beat it. You know, I did the same thing with Phantasy Star 4 when it 1st came out. You know, it was too expensive to buy.
Right. And with Earthbound is like I hear about the pedigree it has now and how good it is, and I've been wanting to play it, but I don't want to spend 120 some bucks or more for the fucking cartridge.
Yeah.
So it gets released on the Wii U Virtual Console. There's my access, you know.
Yeah, and also the
Here's-
price is going to go way down. So anybody who's purchased is thinking they're going to make a mint off of it. Anyway.
Like Nelson, ha ha.
Exactly. So we also got, as Nick pointed out, we have the pre-release of Ryu from Street Fighter and Rio, is it?
It's Roy from
Roy, that
Fire
was it.
Emblem, and
I don't play
Lucas
Fire Emblem, so I
from
do
Mother
apologise. Lucas, Roy, Ryu. There we go. So moving on from that, we are hitting the big one now, which is the... Oh no, we had the Ubisoft conference.
Ubisoft and EA went today as well.
Oh, these
two-
were the fucking...
Can we talk about the EA one first?
Yeah, because these two conferences, in my opinion, were the diarrhea of conferences, of today anyway.
Look, put it this way. I always think Ubisoft kills it in there, so I will offer the dissenting opinion.
Okay, we'll talk about... first let's do EA. What
Can
did
I
we
shit on the
get?
EA conference for the first? I didn't like anything about the EA conference.
Of course, because EA is just look at our sports package. Yeah, look at our sports package and look at our Star Wars shit, and that's it.
Look, I think some of the things that they showed off was pretty interesting, like Mass Effect Andromeda. Okay, cool.
Okay, what's Mass Effect Andromeda about? Is it continuing the fucking same story with Shep?
It's in a new. They say it's in a new galaxy. They didn't go much again.
So we got no. There's no Shep, so they're doing a new story. So so this is logically Mass Effect 4, but with a different protagonist, different story, different setup.
They did not say. They did not specify. They just say new galaxy, new adventures.
Okay, right. So that looked pretty.
That looked pretty.
Yeah.
EA Sports. I didn't really. That's where I fell asleep.
Yeah, because EA Sports is literally look at all our sports titles.
They brought Pele out.
Who gives a fuck about Pele? I'm sorry.
People that care about football.
And FIFA.
No one. You're putting it to an American audience. No one gives a fuck about football. To an American, no, you care. You're different. Me and you should switch roles. I should be in the States. You should be here in the United Kingdom because literally, you're the wannabe American Brit. I'm the wannabe British American.
But you don't have the Yankees, so that's a big part of my life.
Okay, but anyway, yeah, I think you could live without it if you were living here.
No, the fact that you think I could live without it, you don't know me at all.
If you don't know me by now.
Anyway. Yeah.
With EA, you pretty much know what they're gonna launch each year. You know, we always get Madden and all that. Yeah. I do know we're getting another Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, Mirror's Edge.
Which doesn't have Anita Sarkeesian. Yay!
Yeah, we're getting another Vertigo. This is Vertigo 2. It is a prequel. I hate Mirror's Edge. It makes me sick. I can't watch playthrough of it because I have motion sickness. I get motion sickness really easily. And a friend brought it over and he started playing it and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna throw up.
I feel sorry for any adventurous guy. That's all I'm saying. I'm joking.
Well,
I'm joking.
More towards, like, lesbian anyway,
Wait, kid, because we love you, Jamie.
We do. Okay, I feel sorry for any adventurous girl. There you go. You like it. Anyway, Mirror's Edge was announced. That was done. Anita Sarkeesian apparently bitched about it because she was going on about Bethesda's Fallout 4 as well, saying that she really wished that they didn't use technology to kill people. It's Fallout 4, Anita Sarkeesian, please. Anyway.
Anita Sarkeesian, fuck off. Just fuck off.
Well, we're not going to give her much time. She's just basically trying to make herself relevant over in her little corner. So pay attention to me, please.
As all attention whores do.
Free time, so I mean, she's got nothing better to do.
Yeah, and so for those YouTubers who are making videos complaining about her, stop.
Yeah,
seriously.
You're giving her the attention she craves.
You fucking morons.
Yeah, she's like the gaming equivalent of the Westboro Baptist Church, or Donald Trump.
I love that comment.
Says shit, and it's like, hey, look at me, I exist. Starts saying stupid shit.
She doesn't exist. If you don't believe in her, she doesn't exist. Anyway, let's go back onto a bit more on EA. So EA Sports happened, which they've got the same old shit with a new coat of paint, basically releasing DLC.
Well, no, they
on disc.
did something different. Players have tattoos now in FIFA. That's the one thing I noticed from the trailer.
Who gives a fuck?
Whatever.
That's a graphic up a hole, I guess. I don't know. I fell asleep at this point in time. I was tired.
But I've always said this about, EA's like Madden. They could just do a roster update. Even if you want to, charge for an update, charge $10-20. Fine.
Yeah, but there's no money. There's no money in that, Nick.
Yeah, you can't.
Exactly.
It's
all about that money.
It's more.
Shenmue update 1,100,000.
I saw that. That's awesome. I was saving it until they hit 1.25 because I know it's going to happen before we're done.
Yeah.
So
I guarantee you by the time I wake up tomorrow, it's
2 million.
2 million.
They're gonna smash
hit
that.
Its goal by the time I wake up.
Dude, if this thing hits 10 million by the time it's backed, by the time it hits the 31 days, it'll probably hit 10 million, and we'll all be sitting there fucking crying in our Wheaties, thinking that we've never seen that money before, and people have actually paid that much for a game. Now, going on from that, ladies and gentlemen, what else
I will say this, I was impressed with what I saw from Star Wars Battlefront.
Okay. Star Wars Battlefront, that was kind of the meat between the two vegetables. It was the icing on the cake for EA. It was kind of the tip of their iceberg.
It was all they had, really. I mean,
it's their caveat.
I mean, the
little
trailer.
There was a
Sorry,
hot
the-
Twi'lek.
They teased a little bit with what they're doing with Star Wars, with what this new Old Republic expansion pack, which goes back to what people liked about the first game, which was it was an MMO with story. So they're gonna try and tell more story and let's develop more things to make it a fleshed out MMO. So I like that. I might go back to playing you Star Wars for the Old Republic. So
Yeah, he's going to stop playing with himself and he's going to be playing with you instead.
well, maybe we'll see. I mean, I have to
Oh,
do both.
Yeah, you could multitask. It's fine. Jamie,
Yep,
EA,
Jamie, loved your Instagram post on that Star Wars Battlefront deal.
Jamie, what do you think? Star Wars Battlefront EA. Did you love it?
We were watching it, and I'm sitting here, and this is my fiance's first E3, and so we're sitting here watching it together, bonding over it, and Star Wars comes on. Now I like Star Wars, but my fiance is still getting me into it. I've only seen like 1 or 2 movies, and I know it's terrible. But
It is. I
I
told
swear
you.
to
Give me,
God,
give
I've
me
only seen episode 1.
your
so
your
I'm
nerd
only-
card. Your nerd card.
I
Let me have
swear
it.
to God,
Let me have it, Jamie.
the Battlefront starts playing or whatever, and my fiance goes, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god," and like covers their mouth, starts freaking out. It's the most fucking adorable thing I've ever seen, and like I swear to God, they fucking came. Like it was intense, and they're freaking out, and they're so excited, and that was enough for me. Just watching them get excited over this, it looks really good, but other than that, EA fucking sucked donkey dick. Like it was insane. The only
Okay,
thing that
okay.
was
You can
fantastic,
keep your nerd card for that statement alone. You can keep your nerd card for now.
The only
Yep.
thing
The night is
that
young.
was fantastic was Unravel. I am so excited for that. That looks so cute. And the guy who was so nervous about bringing his creation to life, did you see him? That was adorable. I'm so happy that everyone liked it because you can tell he put so much time and emotion into that game.
What is
that
passion?
It was just him. Yeah, and everyone is like, "Oh my god, bring back Yarn Guy." Like he was so cute, and I hope that he sees that everyone likes it, and I hope that he sees just what he's brought to the table. So I'm really excited about Unravel, and that's pretty much the only thing besides like Mirror's Edge looked pretty cool, but I won't be able to play it or watch it because I get motion sickness really easily. But that's okay. That's just some people have that. Other than that, yeah, EA fucking sucked except for the yarn thing, so bring back Yarn Guy.
Jamie agreed.
2016.
EA sucked donkey's dick. Right, Brandon.
Big
Ubisoft.
floppy donkey dick.
Ubisoft, as always, we had Aisha Tyler, of course, on there, and
And
she's.
I'm a fan.
I'm a fan too, but her stick does get a bit old because she does the
I
same
don't
fucking
think-
thing.
I don't think it's shtick though. Like
It's shtick.
legit. No, dude, it's legit. I follow her on Twitter. She's been doing this shit for a while.
Every
they-
conference is like the same shit with
Yes,
her.
because she's a legit fan. She's just like us.
The one thing I will say, kudos to Ubisoft for never bringing back Tabascus because he was twat.
Now here's the thing. I will also say like
Hallelujah.
the fact that they're like at least they're going. I felt like they went more natural with their
Yeah.
It felt less
Well-
like a highly scripted presentation and more just like, hey guys, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, well, we saw a lot more of Assassin's Creed.
Except for the Jason Derulo part, which
I didn't see
I
that.
was like, what
Yeah.
the fucking shit just
Yeah.
happened? Am I high?
yeah, and I'm just no, that's basically kind of what I did too. And I'm like, okay, Ubisoft, like I thought once we could make it through one of your presentations without a musical interlude by some random black guy. Like I think last year was Usher.
Let's get some
Yeah,
let's get some random black dude. Let's get some
It
random.
would have been okay if he could fucking sing, but he sounded like ass.
I don't know.
Jason Derulo sounded like ass. Jamie Stiles, I got gameplay.
I've had a lot
I don't
of
care about
coffee.
Jason
I've literally
Derulo,
had-
so
Well, they'll probably
I've had
sat there and
nothing
went.
to drink or eat today, but like coffee and cookies. So you'll
Well,
have
they
to-
probably sat there and just went, right, we can't get Usher this year because we haven't got enough money. Who's cheaper and who's blacker? Jason Derulo.
Does he like scream his? I literally had no idea who this guy was. Like I heard that song before, and I'm like, oh, that's who that is. Okay.
Isn't he the dude that gets parodied a lot with the "What You Say"?
Oh, he's
Yeah.
that guy too.
Yeah.
He did it.
Every
Yeah, he did
every
a
fucking
remix
parody.
with, Florida Georgia Line for "This Is How He Rolls."
Yeah, he's also the dude who gets parodied for that all the time. Because every time, remember when the fucking Lonely Islands did that shoot thing where the guy shoots his friend and then shoots Shia LaBeouf, who goes "Do it!" and then shoots this guy and then shoots the other guy, and they keep playing that fucking thing over and over again. which cracks me up. Then I played the actual song and it was shit. So I sat there and went, "Oh, that's the only good part of that song." Oh well. So yeah, we had that. We had the Assassins.
We just did 2 minutes on Jason Derulo.
That's the only attention he's ever going to get. He's actually more famous than Anita Sarkeesian now because we spent more time on him. Anyway, going on from that, we had Assassin's Creed Grand Theft Auto England.
I don't think they did.
Grand Theft Auto England.
They showed off the Division for the first time. Like,
yeah.
Actual gameplay of the Division for full more than 30 seconds.
That looks good. I have to admit, it looks nice. It does look pretty.
I think they have a winner with that because
it's an MMO as well, which is they're going to basically pay. You're going to be paying through the asshole for expansions for this fucking thing.
Maybe. I mean, who knows?
No, that's not a maybe. That's a definite. That's. You're literally, that's going to be you...
Ubisoft has been pretty good on the multiple expansions. Like, I don't think this is going to be like Destiny, although it could be like their Destiny. Like, the fact that it's constantly open-ending, it's an RPG, you build a character. So, yeah, maybe you're right, but I don't know. Who knows? Who knows, man? Who knows? But I was very impressed with everything I saw from it. I mean, I was already going to buy this game to begin with, but that just said, oh yeah, no. When can I play this? March 8th. Oh, lovely. Lovely. Tom Clancy games are definitely making a comeback now with this.
I was saying that someone was going like they were raping Tom Clancy and literally he should be rolling over in his... They are raping his name. He should be rolling in his grave, and I was like, his widow's probably love... His widow's tap dancing to the bank, man. Seriously.
Yeah, his fucking estate is rolling in it.
He's probably earning more money than Michael Jackson.
Yeah, no, his name is insanely valuable at this point, and as long as they continue producing great games or at least good enough games.
But speaking of like Tom Clancy, they also had the new Rainbow Six, which we found out the voice acting is going to be from the, because we actually got an acting segment in this one, because
Angela frickin' Bassett.
Angela Bassett sat down. Stood up, shall I say. She looks really fine for her age as well. She was talking to Aisha, and they were talking about acting, and you just saw a score of nerds in the audience not knowing not giving two fucks about the situation.
They're just like, show us more of the game.
Yeah, we want games! I literally had someone shouting out, we want games!
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Then you had that poor...
They actually got to the game of Rainbow Six. That's going to be a big success, because that's going to bring tactical... Like, I like that Ubisoft is bringing tactics back to the first-person shooter, because, like, Call of Duty and Halo, as for every good thing I say about Halo, it just has removed...
I feel like doing a Beyonce like singing thing, Halo. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly, it has removed any sort of tactics from the online first-person shooting realm, like that it's only really seen in like Counter-Strike and stuff like that.
Yeah, Halo's known a lot for spawn camping.
Spawn camping and just like people running around with rocket launchers and shit.
Yeah.
And Call of Duty is basically limited to a certain amount of guns. Everyone runs around the best guns in the game, or the BAL, or the ASM-1.
Or people that throw grenades halfway across.
Or in terms of advanced warfare, you get cool shit that you can't actually use unless they tell you to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Or if you want to, you have to wait to get a good weapon and a supply drop.
But yeah, so going on from the Tom Clancy stuff, they also debuted a new Tom Clancy game as well. I forgot, was it Monolith? Or something like that?
No, it was Ghost Recon.
Was it a Ghost Recon game? I don't think it was a Ghost Recon game.
Yeah.
It was an open world Ghost Recon. That was what they closed the show with, but
yeah.
They did actually.
They had like 3 games by John, whatever his name is, John Clancy, dude. They had like I don't even know about these games. Okay, so fuck it.
Hey, you're not a bro gamer. That's why. If you're a bro gamer, then you would. Because these games are designed genetically for bros.
The Division.
Yeah.
The Division looked awesome.
Wasn't that one of the... No.
Did you see that cute girl in there as well who was getting ogled the fucking shit out of by the audience?
Yeah, I was actually gonna make a
No,
comment.
I missed a cute girl. God damn it.
The girl with the
I was actually gonna
glasses, she was like this
Yeah.
little French girl, and she looked really cute, and she was one of those that you just looked at and thought, most of the guys were probably mentally undressing her as she was talking.
Oh, disgusting.
So yeah,
Yeah,
Brandon.
I want to make a comment on her. There were a lot more female representatives of the game studios.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was
Glasses
like,
Girl, EA had one on there.
I loved it. I was so happy. I'm like, hell yeah.
by the way, did
Wolverine
Microsoft?
up in
Yeah,
here.
they didn't do it because girl power. They did it because I think.
Microsoft did have it. Microsoft did have it during one of their indie developer things.
Yeah, they did.
A couple of them.
Did they have the good-looking woman from 343?
They did, yes. Bonnie,
Oh.
what's her name? Yeah, well, she's
Oh.
the head of the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah,
studio.
Yeah, I
so,
still
you know.
that girl that she would get it. She'd get the D. Just saying.
Anyway, we've gotten to the creepy
Yep.
part of the show.
Yeah, we
Yep.
would. Anyway,
That's what Burhan does.
So
that is.
another
I'm just saying.
Another title that Ubisoft.
That's the only
showed
thing I like about 343 Studios is her. Anyway, yeah, go on. Another title for Ubisoft.
It was For Honor, I think is what the name of the title was. It's basically the sword fighting mechanic from from Assassin's Creed getting its own game, and I'm all for that. It puts a team of 4 players with a group of AI against another team of 4 players with AI, and you pick either medieval knights, Vikings, samurai, and then there was a 4th one that I don't really remember, or maybe it is just 3. And it's basically, open combat against, and it was incredibly satisfying from the looks of it. A game that I didn't know I would want to play, I want to play now.
So, going on from that, is there anything else that Ubisoft have before I hand it over to the rest of the panel to everyone to say what their thoughts of the conference?
Yeah, I really liked the Ghost Recon thing that they showed off. I very much like an open world game that lets you play it however you want to do that, and that's what Ubisoft is doing. They're bringing tactics back to first-person shooters.
And we heard nothing about a second variation to Watch Dogs, did we?
No, we also didn't
Thank
see anything
God.
from.
I like
I called-
Dogs.
I did too. It was Urban Far Cry.
No, it was terrible.
No.
It was.
What?
It was. It
Bite
was
me.
urban. It was Urban Far Cry.
Watch Dogs was terrible. It sucked
it
It
ass.
was Urban
If
Far
we're
Well,
Cry.
gonna
it only
talk about
sucked ass
EA,
because they hamstringed it, right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And they fucking turned the story creepy.
Exactly. Here's what they did. They touted like it was gonna change the way people play games and change people games. When you really didn't. The easiest way and the most direct way to play was literally just go in guns blazing.
Yeah.
Did
See,
you
I
talk
always
about
used
the
to
South
hack
Park
in
game?
games.
And they also
I
played
hacked-
on the mechanic as well.
I
They-
hacked when possible, but the game was also extremely formulaic. It was Far Cry in a city with the hacking mechanic built.
And they also tried to say that you made the decisions when in the end your character was just being an asshole anyway.
You were just being. You didn't make the decisions. You were
Yeah,
being
I'm just gonna go and kill
handheld.
this guy to take his identity. Whoa! I'm supposed to be making the decision if I want to do that or not. No, I'm just gonna go and kill him anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. It
What?
was very handheldy.
So Jamie, thoughts on
Well,
the Ubisoft press conference before we move on? Thoughts?
Ubisoft was literally just kind of like laying on the floor, bleeding from a slit throat, yelling, help me, please God, let me out of my
Really?
misery."
Because again, I think they showed off like a lot of good titles.
No, let me finish. I was excited to see Assassin's Creed, right? Because number one, I mean, yeah, the Assassin's Creed has slowly degraded into just complete and utter insanity and just, oh god, terribleness. But this one is set in the Victorian era, and I love it. They said that 1968 was the revolution, was the Industrial Revolution.
They said 1868.
They said the 1868 was the Industrial Revolution. That was the Victorian era. The Industrial Revolution did not happen until like the 1880s. to the 1890s.
So basically, they got their history wrong in this.
Yes. And
Yep.
I almost threw up. I'm like, oh my god, this is it. I'm dying. They
Are you
have
dying
so-
of laughter, or are you dying of like just
I was
despair?
embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. I'm like, holy fuck.
You know, for a series that, you know, that is so history based, to get that wrong is shocking. I guess it decreased in quality so bad. I mean, you thought Unity was bad. Holy shit.
Yeah. Speaking of like something where they've basically prided themselves in terms of story, I think going yearly with this was the biggest mistake they've ever made.
Oh yeah, it is a bad idea.
Because it's turning
Give it
very
2 or
fast
3
food
years.
like. Yeah, it's turned very,
Yeah,
very
it's like-
fast food.
Okay.
Los Lobos, you disagree?
Well, no, I was thinking that everybody's glossing over one particular game in the Ubisoft stables that you guys totally are missing. Like, and that's the South Park game.
I was gonna say the
Yes.
South Park game. We didn't talk about that.
So,
Hey,
Los
oh,
Lobos.
Oh shit.
Los Lobos.
See,
In...
that's how
Wait. Los Lobos, enlighten us on this game.
That's how good Ubisoft's press conference was. I forgot
South
the South
Park
Park
is
game.
making a superhero version of Stick of Truth. It's going to be a superhero themed RPG.
Oh.
Oh
The
boy.
last was so goddamn good. Like, I don't even
Stick
think
of
that
Truth was fucking awesome.
it was amazing. It was like everything that you wanted like a South Park to be, as gritty as hell, and it made no apologies for it, right? I mean, everything from abortion, everything was tackled. Like, I mean, wow, no stone was left unturned in that game. And the fact that they're going to do another one, blows
Well,
my mind.
except if you lived in Europe where everything was fucking censored.
Yeah, you couldn't see Randy get an abortion or get anal probed.
See, that's
I wanted to see that young child get an anal probe. God damn it! What did I just say?
Oh my god!
Hey, man,
Oh
That's-
good god!
for government, not mine. So, like,
This is why I'm leaving the United Kingdom in 2 months. Well, less than a month and a half now.
yeah.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, it's
You guys
South
have
Park,
TV, right?
the fractured butthole.
Yeah.
No, it's the shattered butthole.
oh,
Shattered.
awesome.
Okay, hang on.
Oh, I didn't get the
Or was
title
it
when I
Shattered
read it, but when I heard someone say it, holy fuck!
Oh my god!
Or is it the fractured? It might be the fractured butthole.
It's
the
one of the
fractured.
two.
It
I'm
was
reading
the
a
fractured.
Facebook post. Listen.
Fractured butthole.
The
Yeah,
fractured. Oh my god, I didn't get it when I read it. Oh my god.
Oh god.
and are the creators going to be involved in it like they were involved
Yeah,
in the
no,
last
they,
one?
They were on stage. They said they were quoted. They're saying we said we would never make another game. That's because right as we got to the end of making the game, we just figured out how to make a good game.
Well, you know what? As long as that Trey and Matt Parker basically result like are part of this, Stone and Parker basically, and my brain is dying, are part of this, then I have no issue with it. But
They got
it's
the edge,
Ubisoft. The other game was made with THQ. Now, this is the one thing that Ubisoft are going to be the ones developing this time around. So
Yeah.
we've got to hold our balls.
Ready for the game. I mean, it's
Yeah.
doable again. I mean, it looked good. I mean, you could just a few minor tweaks and improvements for the PS4, Xbox One.
And also some of the control issues, they've got to make sure that they are aware of those. Because I know with Ubisoft and beta testing, after we saw Assassin's Creed Unity, and I know Brandon said it's still a good game, but you know we want a proper game sent
I
out this
enjoyed it.
time around. I know, but I want a proper game sent out this time around. I don't want to end up with fucking
I didn't play.
bullshit.
Oh, believe me, I didn't play it until they fixed it.
Yeah,
But I
that's
enjoyed
the reason why you actually had patience. Most of the fanboys didn't, and a lot of people shat on the game because of that. You know,
Yeah, I haven't played Unity yet. I know it's been fixed, but I haven't gotten to it yet because I want to play the series in order.
there you go. And I still consider the series faffing about. Creed after Assassin's Creed 1, I played through 2, played through 3. 4 was a fucking chore. I'm sorry.
All the
Pirates-
all the murder though.
Oh,
so much fun.
4 that took so much to fucking get the game. Like, yeah, 4. I played through 4. It was a chore to play through. I felt like I was playing through 1 again because there was so much faffing about. Like, they rubbed out, like... It reminded me of an episode of Smallville where they took out... They did a lot of story within 3 episodes, and then by the time you get to, like, halfway, they give it all filler. And you're like, why the fuck am I escorting this dude? Why do I have to do this shit? It's history. It's relevant. I'm like, I just want to fucking get to the end. It was literally
I just want to assassinate bitches.
Yeah, it was like watching a bad porno. You just want to get to the money shot, but they just kept ruining it with fucking bad dialogue.
You and I watch porn for the completely different reasons.
Hey, I watch porn parodies. The superhero stuff is hilarious. Now, anyway,
Spider Babe, you're a big fan.
now I'm a big fan of Batman vs Superman Triple X, or the Avengers Triple X, or Scooby Doo Triple X. That's fucking hilarious, especially on the fact they had Scooby on the phone, because you could tell how bargain basement this was, and how Daphne loves it from behind. That was hilarious. Anyway, digressing on that.
I would have put it in your ass if it wasn't for these meddling kids.
Exactly. See, that's the kind of stuff. I watch the porn that would make me laugh before it makes me cry from my dick. Anyway, going on from that, you can tell this is so late at fucking night at the moment, because I'm going in. I'm like a tornado. I'm just destroying motherfuckers with my wit. Anyway, or embarrassed.
You're destroying something.
My reputation. Anyway, going on from that,
more than just your reputation, sir.
Going on
it's like a downward spiral.
It is. It's a huge downward spiral.
Bringing us all down with you, man.
I am. You're my ship, and we're hitting the Titanic, and I'm cuffing you guys down to make sure.
You're the captain.
I'm already down, man. I was already down.
Yeah, I stabbed you beforehand. Anyway, going on from that, let's go to thoughts in terms of Los Lobos. Your opinion of the Ubisoft conference? Good? No?
Good. I mean, like I said, one of the best games that I'm excited about is the new South Park. I mean, I just thought it was amazing. I mean, the first game was so good. And The Division. I mean, it looks like they're really on track with it, and I think that it's going to be a great game. I mean, is it going to be the next Destiny? I don't know. I mean, that's kind of a tall order, because Destiny kind of just, basically took off in a major way.
It's going to be their answer to Destiny. 2K has Borderlands. I guess Microsoft and Sony have, Destiny, or who releases Destiny, publishes Destiny? Bungie produces Destiny.
Bungie.
And every company. Yeah, I completely forgot to lift on that one. Every company is going to have like this big action RPG franchise. To bring in fans. It's now a genre of game.
I mean, it was a great genre of gaming, but yeah, you just have to make sure you stay current, and whenever you have those games, it's just like, I think Destiny did it the right way. They made it free, unless you had the paywall of having to have certain parts of the game locked, but I mean, you don't have to pay a subscription fee, and I think that's really attractive to people. I mean, if you have a PlayStation Plus account, I mean, you get all the stuff.
Shenmue free update, ladies and gentlemen. 13,752,000 backers, 1.173 million earned.
See, they're now entering the portion of the game of their backing process where statistically, at least one of them has to be a sailor.
Yes, statistically. So, Los Lobos, you enjoyed it. You had fun with it. Was there any downsides to the Ubisoft side?
I'm getting tired of Assassin's Creed. I like Assassin's Creed, and I know that's going to make me unpopular just by saying
Mate, I agree with you. I loved the game when it first came out. I just feel like they're oversaturating it a bit too much, and they're trying to...
It's their
I'm
franchise,
really surprised by your opinion of Assassin's Creed 4, because, the pirates and the ship battles, that's what I lived for, man. That was a great game for that reason. But, I was playing Sid Meier's Pirates from way back. So, I mean, that's probably why I enjoyed that part of that game. But, I mean, I like Assassin's Creed, but I was just getting a little tired. I mean...
tired of Assassin's Creed. I don't want to live anymore. I'm so tired. Let me die, Assassin's Creed. Let me die.
I disagree. Again, as long as they keep on coming out with a time period I want to go explore and roll around in. I had so much fun in Unity just listening to random AI characters sing, goddamn, what's the song? La Marseillaise. I thought that was great. That was awesome to me. There was a guy who said, "Come see the violence inherent in the system." I fucking laughed my ass off. Little shit like that. As long as they keep.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's cool. You know, I mean, exploring those time periods is cool, but I just once in a while, I wish they would just take a year off or two from Assassin's Creed, so it's not.
But
like...
you know what? You have to understand that that's like their major franchise. So a lot of their,
yeah, but I think with it being their major.
If it's good, I'll buy it. If it's good, I'll buy it and I'll play it.
Exactly, and it's become their bottom line, a big part of their company's bottom line because it's been a consistently good game, I think.
So, going on from that, Nick, yes, no, Ubisoft?
New South Park. That's what I want to have. Stick of Truth was so fucking fun. It was hilarious. I mean, when you're going around and one of the achievements is for farting on an aborted Nazi fetus, it's just great. It was like an entire season of South Park. That's how good that game was.
I think it was the greatest episode of South Park I've ever played.
So,
really?
Moving on from that, ladies and gents, we're going to go on to the final part, of course, which is our Sony conference. So we've got all the kind of the vegetables out the way. Now let's get some nitty gritty, dirty red meat.
No, we got to talk about going into this because I mean, regardless, like EA and Ubisoft are kind of in competition of each other. So it's always
they're kind of like. Do you know when you watch the big pay-per-view and then you have the Raw episodes leading up to it?
I consider EA versus Ubisoft the undercard.
Yeah.
To the main event, which is Microsoft versus Sony.
Yeah,
and Nintendo's sorry, Nintendo fanboys, but Nintendo's just kind of in that contender role. They're just kind of, hey, look what we could do. We're still relevant, you know.
Well, it's kind of one of those.
Nintendo does what Nintendo does.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of one of those things where Nintendo has their own audience. They're not necessarily involved.
They're not trying to compete. Exactly.
They do their own thing, and they're doing it fine. They're making their big load of money doing this, and when it comes up to when they do their main event tomorrow, we're going to see a lot more shit going on in terms of them. And that's fine for that. But when it's Microsoft versus Sony, we thought Microsoft drew first blood.
Exactly.
But Sony managed to sew it fucking self up with this.
They needed to hit a home. They needed to hit a home run or stick the landing or whatever sporting metaphor you want to use.
They hit a fucking grand slam.
They
in some people's opinion, fatality. Okay.
Exactly.
As soon as they announced Last Guardian, I was watching it on YouTube. Okay. They announced The Last Guardian. My feed fucking froze. The servers on the website crashed. Everyone logged on, and I had to go to Twitch. I missed everything between The Last Guardian and the very end of the Hitman thing.
Did it give you Girlwood?
I didn't get to see it at all.
Well,
Did not get to see it. I saw the beginning of it, and I just screamed, "It's alive!" And then it just froze.
You should have did what I said. You should have just reduced the resolution down to 360p. That's what I did, and it was fine.
The Last Guardian has like the pedigree to be the greatest game.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot, of its predecessor. It reminds.
Colossus, yeah.
It reminds me a lot of it. The big dog that looks like it comes out of Never-Ending Story. It's beautiful. The textures, the characters. It's very slow in pacing, but rich in story. That's what I would call this game.
I guarantee you that's going to be a great game. I can promise it now, and I don't know anything about its development. I mean, just the pedigree alone. I mean, you played that game. That game you played.
That's the thing, though. We have a release date on it, though. Like, this game has been like in limbo for years now.
Yeah. Too long. This is quickly be entering into Duke Nukem territory. No, not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Well, just development-wise. I'll tell you, I enjoyed Duke Nukem Forever for what it was. I enjoyed it.
Nick Horaceck enjoyed Duke Nukem Forever. There, you've heard it here.
And that's going to be on the box art. Nick Horaceck enjoyed Duke Nukem Forever. I got gameplay.
That is You do you. That's fun.
Have fun,
So
bro.
we've
Have
already
fun
got
with that one.
two quotes here that could be used for gaming box art. We had Jamie's, which was "suck donkey dick," and basically we had Nick's "I enjoy Duke Nukem Forever." And so this is the reason, ladies and gentlemen, why you should quote us. So
This is the reason why we're a highly cultured podcast.
we are. So
Yeah.
well, you know what? 1,000 hits per episode. I think we're doing very well for ourselves. Now, Mr. Liggan, give us the money
Yeah.
shot, man. Give us the
I
reason
was-
why most fanboys were fapping over this
Yeah,
fucking
look,
thing.
This is actually what got me into watch the Sony press conference, because I was gonna watch it after the fact, after everything was going on, but they made this big announcement, so I was like, all right, maybe something else big is coming, and it did. But the Final Fantasy VII announcement, I mean, are people actually surprised by this? Because I mean, with
I fucking came, man. Like, you don't understand.
No, everybody thought that for years. They
They were
held off.
teasing it for years, and that's why it was such a big deal, was because we were like, they're not gonna do it. It's just they've been teasing it for years,
Yeah.
and then when it happened, I hope my neighbors, my upstairs neighbors and my side neighbors in this apartment really enjoyed us screaming about Final Fantasy, because that's what they heard for us.
Oh god, my freaking dick was so hard I could fucking fuck
My
concrete.
dick was hard, man. Like, damn.
It was in unison. Final Fantasy VII fanboys everywhere. Their dicks were publicly hard at the same time.
I can confirm my dick was hard as hell.
The amount of fan people out there who had simultaneous wood just by this announcement, watching a freaking high res Cloud fucking Strife walking through.
It broke the record for the world's largest simultaneous orgasm.
Oh fuck yeah!
I don't even care about Cloud. I want to see Reno. I want to see Reno in HD. Just, Mama, give him to me, please.
Maybe
Sephiroth!
maybe in the Final Fantasy HD redo, they'll allow you to bring Eris back to life.
Well, she was low blow.
Oh, I had to do it.
Fucking the feels, low fucking blow. So, yeah, I was saying this, and I want to say this so that I can have this on like tape. Jamie, you said you would suck Sephiroth's dick.
No, I said I would choke down his dick. There is the
Sephiroth. Okay, that's.
Mainly,
I'm going to use this as the advert, and then again, Squeenix, this is your quote. Jamie Stiles, I will choke down on Sephiroth's dick. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I would choke down Reno's any day. Reno is my man. He is my husbando, okay?
Wow.
Like, I would marry him.
I think Brad has just lost it. He's lost his shit.
Wow.
Is he on your list?
No,
Is he on your list for game characters that you'd like to bone, and your fiance has to let you?
Serious lady
Reno's
who
number one.
Discording.
She writes all sorts of Reno fan fiction.
Yeah.
I actually can't because I get really embarrassed, and I can't write sex fan fiction anyway, so.
Oh.
I read it, though.
Why does that not surprise me?
I think you've just killed Brandon. Brandon is dead.
No. The smile that crept across my face is like a mile fucking wide right now. But hey, I'm happy people are gonna be able to devote 70-something hours of their life again to this game. If it makes people happy, it's gonna definitely move a lot of numbers for Sony. It's smart business.
Very much so.
They had to hit the home run, and to some people, this was that home run. But for me, the real home run came at the end of the conference when they showed off Drake's.
I
Drake.
screamed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
see, here's you go, and here's why. Here's why I'm gonna say why I like that so much. I got a PlayStation not for that game, but I didn't like it. Like I played it, the demo. I didn't like the mechanic. I've played The Last of Us. I'm slightly starting to get its mechanic. I'm slightly trying to get what Naughty Dog is trying to do with their games nowadays, or at least how their engine works. So yeah, I will play this.
Isn't this the last Uncharted game as well? This is the last one.
Yes, supposedly.
And on that note, we have hit 1.2 million on the Shenmue campaign. 1.2 million, ladies and gents.
Yeah, we're gonna hit 1.25 before this freaking podcast.
I believe so, and probably by tomorrow we'll probably hit 2 million by the time I wake up in the morning. So
Easy.
well, it's morning at the moment. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh shit. So going on from that, Shenmue was also basically, it it happened.
It happened.
So Sony.
Yeah. It's kind of weird, though, that a game of this size and this, something that I guess means this much to gaming is resulting to Kickstarter to get final development.
Well, you know what it is? It's just that, I think they just want to make it a fully fan-funded project. I mean, it's pure development. You don't have to deal with any of the publisher bullshit. I mean, that's why they go there. I mean, and I mean, I know a lot of people don't like Kickstarter. I mean, I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about it, and
it's not that I don't like Kickstarter. I don't like people that can really afford to pay, throw in some of their own coin and invest it to get more on the back end, that are just resulting to fans to do it.
And this is becoming a big trend, and I actually predicted this by the first time Mighty Number 9 happened.
No, this was the Zach Braff effect. As soon as Zach Braff got his movie funded, that
But this is the thing. But people are putting more and more money into this, and the big Los Lobos, you got a bit of a problem there, mate. The biggest problem out of this whole situation is we're going to see a lot more of this happening. And indie devs are going to basically lose out because of this. Yeah, this is the thing, people. This is the thing that I've got an issue with right now. Is indie devs are not getting their projects funded. I'm happy we're getting a new Shenmue game. Don't get me wrong. I'm not being a sourpuss here. I'm happy we're getting a new Shenmue game. I'm happy that this is happening. I'm happy that we are getting Shenmue 3. But this is the big problem. By doing this, we're creating a knock-on effect that every single fucking developer is going to leave a studio and they're going to want more and more money to develop a game. Shenmue 3, yes. Does it deserve like 2 million? Yes. Does it deserve 5 million? Yes. Does it even deserve up to 9 million? Yes. The Eiger project, the Bloodstained Symphony of the Night, which is a 2.5D game, doesn't deserve 5 million because what did he do? He sent it over to Deep Silver. They've got the game. They're going to use 150 grand of people's money, and the rest of the money that you've raised for this game is going straight into his pocket.
He's going to buy a hot tub.
A hot tub time machine, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And this is giving me kind of issues in terms of this, because a lot of people who want their stuff crowdfunded are not getting it funded because people are blowing their loads on these games because they want a special edition, super hyper fan editions of these things, or a coat or whatever for these games, and the real indie developers who are trying to start up their new companies aren't getting that. And these guys are going to come out once every blue moon to get a game crowdfunded, even when they've hit like 10 to 20 million in their companies and they're making a shitload of money. They're still going to come to Kickstarter, which is the worrying part.
I believe that there's a place for these type of people to go to get funding, and it's not Kickstarter. It's called a fucking hedge fund manager. People that just have large amounts of money to just fucking throw around.
Who want to invest it. Yeah.
Exactly. Don't have to fucking pawn yourself off to people that would buy your game anyway.
Kickstarter was made to have small companies.
For the struggling artists.
Yeah.
People like
and
you and I.
Pretty much.
Trying to make their way.
And I don't want to put this out. As I said, people, I had a project that's going on. Over 40 shares, 6 days. Guess how much money I raised? And this wasn't even money that I was asking people to donate. This was money I was asking people to donate to me for
that money.
Yeah, I'm working for that money. And I got 0 raised of 5 grand. This project, it's on its way to hitting its target within less than freaking 6 hours, probably. I guarantee this project will hit its funding. And Bloodstained Symphony of the Night's hit 5 million. I am not complaining. I don't want people to think I'm being a bitch about this. But this is the thing. Well, struggling artists need this help. If you give people like $1, and I've said this, and this is the Patreon effect as well, where big channels are asking people to donate to Patreon money when they don't fucking need it. Do you know what I mean? And I'm talking about those guy with the glasses guys. I'm talking about the bigger YouTube channels who are asking people to give money that should be meant for creative artists who are struggling to make rent because they want to make shit. This is their passions.
Now define bigger YouTube channels. What is a bigger YouTube channel?
Okay, Nostalgia Chick, does she need money for a Patreon?
I don't know. I don't follow her channel, but what
Does Metal Jesus Rocks need money for a Patreon?
I mean, how many followers does he have? I mean,
He basically does an exclusive content thing, and I think he's just under 250. I think he's on about 250k. Alpha Omega Sin's another dude who's basically using Patreon now to back his stuff. Well, his videos are dwindling anyway because his content's getting really shitty.
Shots fired.
Well, I'm sorry. Me.
Bullet Club.
I'm going to say it. At the end of the day, right, he spent, when he should be covering the E3 conference, he spent it doing a video on Anita Sarkeesian because he wants hits. This is what people have... and this is what happens when you own
I don't agree with giving Sarkeesian attention.
No, but this is what happens when you've got a ranting YouTube channel. If you do a YouTube channel that exists on just ranting about shit, this is what's going to happen, because you're going to lose viewers because there's going to be nothing else to rant about. But again, that's another episode, and if Alpha Omega Sin wants to talk to me about that, he's more than welcome to talk to me and ask me why I said it, because this is how I feel about people like his channels. They don't deserve this Patreon money. What it needs to be going is to the people, the animators, the musicians, the artists, the content creators. That's where Patreon needs to be used for, and I'm putting the Happy Console Gamer in that bracket of people who deserve it, because he creates new content. He put a movie out for fucking free, for God's sake, and is considering putting out a second movie as well at some point. That's the type of go on.
Patreon, Happy Console Gamer, and I really believe in those guys. I think they do good work.
They do, but they're probably the only channel that does good work. Yeah. There's a lot of channels I've got a problem with at the moment because they don't create content anymore, who are basically just using the money to fund their own pockets. Angry Joe's another one. I'm going to fucking put shots at him.
I started a Patreon. I mean, he would probably get tons of people that...
He's done it. He started a Kickstarter before, but, to his credit, it wasn't for him. It was to donate money to a water campaign in Africa, where they were building wells for these third world countries where these people aren't seeing this money, and they are getting fresh water and fresh crops, and they're not dying. So I agree with him. But guys like Smosh, I don't agree with. They've got about 5 or 6 channels under their banner, and they're trying to raise money for a Kickstarter for a fucking game app, which the app itself truly should have cost less than $1,000 to make. They raised 250 grand.
See, that's not a worthy Kickstarter.
No, it's not.
You gotta decide where you think your money needs to go. Like, I'll choose to give it to these guys. Yeah, I want to give it to...
You speak with your wallet.
It's the same thing if I...
But that's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
It's crowdfunding has become...
I'll kickstart a game that I love. Like, I mean, I know that's like, you're not totally into that, but, I mean, one game I kickstarted, like, that wasn't as huge was Project Nightcry. The one Project Nightcry was about like a clock tower game, and I was really excited because I loved Clock Tower.
Did you know about Pixel Noir Los Lobos?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I backed that, and that didn't get funded because people didn't really give a fuck, and it was an innovative game. It was a pixel game, but
I tried to kickstart it. I did.
Yeah, same here. And it is basically what's going on about it. These bigger developers who have got fans in their pockets basically release a project and it gets funded. But
see, I only knew about Pixel Noir because of Alpha Omega Sin.
Same.
He plugged that on his show. So, I mean, like...
Yeah.
I do respect him for that, because, like, if he sees an indie game, he'll tell you about it. And, I mean, he does do stuff like that occasionally, which I think is cool, Yeah. I mean,
but I agree.
Maybe he shouldn't get Patreon dollars. I don't know. I'm not even going to get into that.
But again, I'm just saying it's for anyone, and I'm going to say this, right? Jamie showed me a fucking YouTube channel of this dude who's on 3 million subs, and the dude's pretty. 3 million subs, he gets probably over like 1 million hits per video, and I just sat there and a little of me died inside.
What did you do? Would he want a Patreon?
No. He doesn't have a Patreon, so I give my hat on to him on that one. He's an English guy. He was talking about how British people act, and most of what you said was bullshit anyway. because obviously he was oblivious to that, but his delivery was terrible. He had a very nice camera. It was all jump cuts, but you could tell he was very pretty. And you could tell one of the reasons why people subscribed to his channel was because he was pretty, and people were just like, oh, he's so gorgeous. I don't care what you say, I'm just going to look at you.
Honest, that's why most people subscribe to my channel right now anyway.
Yeah, but you're
pretty.
But Jamie, you're different because you're striving to be better than that. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
And this is where I have the issue. You're not using that to get you where you need to go, you know. And that's where
The content's there, you know.
Yeah.
You have an effort. It's not like you're just doing that and showing up because, hey, you're pretty, you know.
Yeah, and you ran a Resident Evil panel and you showed people that you were more than just looks. And this is where I have the problem with this dude's got 3 million, and this is what I was talking to Megaran about this recently. For those who don't know who Megaran is, I worked with him on shooting a music video recently. He's an artist who should be a lot bigger than he is, but he's using a lot of these means like Kickstarter, Patreon as a way to kind of fund himself and get himself to do these tours to be consistent. You know, you got Smooth McGroove, who does, no offense to him, lovely guy, he uses a fucking machine to make him look like he's doing these songs by using different beats and stuff. So he'll do one beat and then frame that up, and then another beat and then frame that up, and then do music videos of him doing these little acapellas, right? So he's not actually he's not actually doing them. If you could get him to try and do this live, he wouldn't be able to do it because he doesn't have the vocal talents to do that. Do you know what I mean? And he's got
fake acapellas.
Yeah, he's on Patreon, and because he's doing a lot of video game music, he's on Patreon. Again, fucking tons of people are giving him money. He's getting more than 6 figures off his Patreon.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, and you know, Megaran is an artist who's, you know, he's had a top 100 album with Soul Veggies. Most people don't even know who this guy is, and he's going in there, and I've watched him. He's a storyteller. He can make amazing like stories and craft stuff and go to concerts. He's gone and Brandon, you know, like Brixton, right? It's one of the hardest places to fucking get over as an artist, unless you're fucking screaming.
It is a famed live performance venue. You have officially come up if you've played the Brixton Academy.
He didn't play the Brixton Academy. He actually played next door to it, but he got over in a Brixton crowd. He had literally a 5-minute set. The dude got on there, went through, past all the bullshit and just did it. And you know what? He got a rough crowd who looked like they were going to knife him into the palm of his hand. And that shows you something, doesn't it? It shows you how amazing this guy is. And Smooth McGroove would never do a live session. He would do a panel discussing about his music and what music he likes and stuff. But he would never do a live session because he's not that kind of artist. He's not an artist. He's a guy who knows.
Well, with the way his content is, how he does it, I don't think he could be able to do that live. There's no way.
No, but there are people who do it, and that's what I'm saying. If he got an a cappella band together who were doing the backing and he was doing one set, do you think he could do it? No, he wouldn't be able to. He's not. His voice is, I'm not going to say auto-tune because he probably doesn't use that device, but he manipulates his voice. Not by himself, but via technical means. Right? There is no way he could do that live. And this is, and again, I've been ranting on this a little bit too long, but the point,
E3 here, dude.
exactly, the point of the game is, people, support independent artists, please, because
on that note, I just want to say one thing. I mean, at this point, I've learned this about YouTube, and I've been on YouTube a while. It's like I watch, and it's like I've found, the tier 2 people, 100,000 or less people that are really worth following, and that people need to follow more. Like Happy Console Gamer being one of them. Another one is Gaming Historian. That guy needs more views.
Oh, he's fucking amazing. I love that guy.
Yeah, I mean, and his content is good. And it's like, why the fuck aren't people watching the show? And the thing that pisses me off about it is everyone watches fucking PewDiePie. And I'm so tired of that.
It's oversaturation of the market, and I think even Poods is tired of himself. I think he's doing it now just for money purposes, nothing else.
And that's a joke.
Yeah.
That's a fucking joke. I mean, there are people that are actually doing shit that are actually worth watching, and people just gloss over it because they're busy watching fucking PewDiePie, and that pisses me off a bit because it's like, hey, support people that actually give a shit and actually make something and craft something. Not people that scream at cameras and say stupid, inane shit while they play a fucking game. Don't support that person because they're just a joke.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people have been shitting on Markiplier, but the one thing I can say about Markiplier, he does make creative shorts as well. So
yeah, he does.
Markiplier does a lot of creative shorts.
Yeah.
He does a lot of creative shorts. That's what he loves to do. You can tell he's not fake, and also he does a fuck ton of charity work.
Yeah.
Like, he actually goes to conventions. He does charity work. He was going to Make-A-Wish Foundation twice this year to play games with kids who want to play with him. And he's a genuinely good person, and I like him.
It was a legit channel, only because of the guy. The guy is worth supporting and believing in. And, I mean, that's why I follow Markiplier. I mean, just some of them really just irritate me. Some of the gaming channels, and it's like, but that's the most visible content. And there's like no way to like boost up the channels we love that we actually found as like long-term YouTubers.
Well, I did just talk about this on my channel, guys. If you want to check it out, on my channel, basically, I did a video responding to Makes about this, and a lot of it's got to do with the YouTube algorithm, which is changing again, apparently. So check that out. I'll explain a lot more about it. If you want us to do a YouTube show talking about all this stuff, we can do one. Let's move on in terms of the conference thing, because I have spent...
Sorry, I took too long.
No, it's been me, because when I get into this kind of mode, I go constantly, and I'm kind of trying to keep myself in check.
The thing is, I straight up agree with you, and it just... I mean, I feel the same. Like, I mean, support the guys that need to be supported and promote. You know what I mean? There's a lot of creative people out there that aren't getting their content viewed, and that kind of pisses me off too.
So, going on from that, let's go for the E3 Sony conference.
Sony,
this kind of give the caveat to the Sony conference. We had a lot of rehashes during this conference. They talked about a lot of the third-party titles, which Sony said they were going to do. We got the Final Fantasy thing here, which killed it. We got the Shenmue introduction, which again fucking killed it. And again, going back to the Shenmue, 1.249 million.
1.25.
Yeah. So this will hit. It will hit its target by say maybe 10 p.m. GMT tomorrow. We'll hit that target.
What about Hitman? No one's saying anything about Hitman.
The new Hitman game, is this a reboot or is this actually just another game in the series?
I have no idea. I couldn't tell.
I couldn't either, because I at first I didn't know what this game was.
I think it's just another game.
I think they rebooted. Didn't they reboot the series like sometime in the last console generation towards the end? Like the last hit was like a total reboot of the franchise.
Hitman is an amazing
story because the movie.
And
it's again it brings back tactical gameplay back.
I'm really happy that they're making another Hitman. I know that a lot of people like have mixed feelings with the series, but I always found it really fun because it's like it's all about how quickly you can get the job done and how effectively you can, and make sure no one sees. And I always kind of like that about Hitman. And I love like playing the games and Agent 47, the whole 9 yards. And I mean, some of the kills you could get in some of the old Hitmans where you sabotage like a prop gun and replace it with a real one. I mean, you can't. I mean, that was great. I mean, and I'm sure it's going to be more of the same. So yeah, I'm excited for Hitman. I mean, I think it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so Sony basically with this, they did all these great games. They've put the caveat out there. They've Microsoft fired the shots. Sony came behind Microsoft and slit its throat, fucking in the jugular.
And completely conquered them. Oh my god.
Yeah, then ripped their arm off and beat them with it. It was literally that bad. Sony.
See, I don't think it was that bad. I think they said, okay, well, that's what you done. Boom, this is what we have. I don't think it's quite as dramatic as you guys want to think, but yeah, they definitely had a lot more people talking. But also they went last, so I think no matter who went last today, we'd be talking about still like that. I think with new technology that they showed, Microsoft is still right behind them. They're right at their heels, I think.
Yeah, and I totally agree on Microsoft are moving in the right direction. They just need to kind of get the pedal and put the pedal to the metal and start speeding it.
I don't look. I think this is. I think they're staying the course. I think their numbers aren't probably what they thought they were going to be out of the gate, and they're sticking with the strategy that they think is going to win them this war and its games.
And it didn't.
And no, I think we're still in the middle of the fucking fight.
It didn't.
Well, that's just your opinion and stuff, man.
Yep.
No, I think
That's
both
like your
sides.
opinion, man.
Microsoft basically took the blows and lost this round. I think, in my opinion, they're like what I would consider the. Do you know the heavyweight champion who loses the title, but they are still in the race. They were still ready to come back and win the title back at any time.
Yeah, exactly. This console war, the Xbox One, PS4 war.
They were at one point they were dead. At one point they were dead in the water.
They were sputtering.
Yeah.
I think they're what's going to win them this. They think win them this war is the library of games, and they still have that because they're going to get the Final Fantasy remake as well. Sony's just going to get it first. That's going to move a lot of units for them as well.
That's going to be like.
I think a lot of things.
A
big thing that was a big slap in the face to Sony, to Microsoft, was the fact that they're going to get the Call of Duty DLC first. That's the big.
Yes.
Also, Final Fantasy VII, I think, was a big slap in the face because people wanted this game. If this game doesn't sell over 1 million copies within the first week,
They said they're going to get it.
Yeah, but first could be a very long time, and gamers are notoriously impatient. Notoriously impatient.
But there are those people that aren't going to go out and buy a new console just for this. Like, I admit I'm in a very rare group of people that actually own both an Xbox and a PS4.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's not going to be that big of a deal for me. But yes, for some people,
you could donate a PS4 to the PS4 list.
No, I'm good. I still actively use my. I still actively use my PlayStation 4. Yeah, no. As I'm on my Xbox One talking to you.
I love you, Joe. You're just sitting there going, "Are you sure? You sure you don't want to donate it? You sure? You sure?" And she means the PlayStation 4 homelessness in herself, which
my PlayStation 4 is not.
She'll flutter her eyelids, or even like draw you a picture of her like nobbling Sephiroth for you to give her the PlayStation 4. Probably.
I'm not. All I'm gonna say is she would have to try a lot harder than that to even get me to consider it.
No.
That's all.
Yeah, that's not worth the PS4 for her. You can tell she's already sitting there. Goes, if my eyelids aren't gonna get you to do it, then I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I actually get laid sometimes, so you know.
I know you guys bashed on it earlier, but I actually am kind of excited about Project Morpheus. I think it's gonna be a.
I'm really not.
What was it? Like, did they even tell what it what is it?
It's like an Oculus Rift for your PS4. That's exactly what it is.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was. Okay, I just forgot the name of it. My bad.
By the way, Project Spark. I will say this: it looks great. It's great for the creative people that are out there who like it, and it's going to spawn a lot of YouTube videos.
Yeah.
But the pacing on that was terrible. It slowed everything down. I felt like they were in a good kind of like pace. And then when they put that in to break everything up, it was like watching the Divas match in the middle of like the main event.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't really interest me.
But
even though it's a great game.
Sony's going for, I think I could see what Sony's going for.
They're trying to create more indie devs, in my opinion.
Well, that and I think their strategy is after this, because this is where we could finally see where each company's strategy is coming into vision. They're going to try and say, yes, we have the same games, but they're better on PlayStation. And they've been pretty true to that. Arkham Knight looks better on PlayStation.
Yeah, it does.
I'm playing Elder Scrolls Online right now. I guarantee you it probably looks better on PlayStation than it does on Xbox.
It's the thing, and when it comes down to it, I think in terms of winning E3, Sony have done a fantastic job winning E3. If Nintendo... Like last year, I believe Nintendo won E3 all out. The year before, it was Sony, clearly. This year, it's basically Sony have won it, but we can see what Nintendo got to bring to the table. Hopefully, they'll bring something awesome to the table, but who knows? But ladies and gentlemen...
I really just think people sleep on backwards compatibility. Backwards
Now,
compatibility is going to be a
we
huge
gotta
thing
talk
for Xbox.
about Shenmue.
But that's the thing. I agree with you. Backwards compatibility is the big issue here because I think Microsoft did a great job, and I think Sony needs to look at that and think, shit, we've got to do something out because PlayStation Now. The thing is, it would all be resolved if they made PlayStation Now like Netflix. One payment a month, and you get everything, all the content you'll need. That would be that would be fine.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Well, it's not really because you've got to pay like fucking $30 to $40 per game, don't you?
No, you don't. You pay per month.
Are you confusing us with PlayStation Plus?
No. PlayStation
Now, the streaming service.
Yes,
it's. You can pay per game, or you can pay for a subscription.
Okay, Los Lobos.
Yeah.
I think. Have you got headphones on? Because I can hear everybody echoing, mate.
Oh no, I don't. So.
Okay. Try and get the mic as far away from your system as possible. So, going on from that, Jamie, thoughts on Sony? You think they killed it?
Not only did they kill it, I want to know if Microsoft felt the swift kick in the nuts when PlayStation was like, Final Fantasy VII Remake, and every single one of us came at the same time. I want to know if Microsoft, every one of their employees, grabbed their crotch and fell over screaming, because that's exactly what it was. Sony completely castrated the competition with Last Guardian, Final Fantasy VII, and everything else that they fucking brought to the table. It is over.
Including Shenmue 3, which looks like it's going to become a first-party title on Sony PlayStation, which I ain't got an issue with. I think if anyone could bring this to life, Sony can, and that's a great thing. Good on them. Los Lobos, you agree with Jamie, or are you more on Brandon's side of, they did a great job, but Microsoft still did excellent for what they did?
What's that? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Sony, do you think they wiped the floor of everyone else on on E3?
Yeah, I have to say yes.
Okay.
I mean, I'll claim it. I'm a little bit of a Sony fanboy, but I mean, at the same time, I think they had things that people have waited so long for and have just been it was in their gaming heart, and that just takes it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they're cashing in on the nostalgia dollars and stuff that people have never thought they'd ever see. So, I mean, that's pretty huge. I mean,
very true. So Nick, let's go to you. You're the tiebreaker. You're kind of like the.
Sony completely conquered E3. I mean, my God, they had everything people have wanted for years. They're gonna get it. Yeah, it was not only a kick to the nuts, but it was fucking 16 German suplexes and a permanent trip to Suplex City, bitch. That's
nice.
Suplex City, I love that.
I'm going to end up doing a video on this. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it for part 1. I'm going to splice in part 2 on this anyway, to give it a bit more of a laid episode. So we've got both coverages. Hopefully we'll see the same panel in tomorrow. Hello guys, this is part 2 of our 2-part E3 retrospective. I am your host, Michael Burhan, of course. And basically, Brandon and Mr. Los Lobos are not joining us today. Due to the fact that the both of them are kind of indisposed at the moment. Don't know what's going on. Maybe Brandon might join us while we're talking. This is going to be a quick one because we're not going to be talking too much about everything that's been reiterated. We've got the conferences today that went on from Square Enix. Jane was actually checking out the PC conference, and we also had the Nintendo it was kind of a mini live stream conference thingy. It was like a Nintendo Direct thingy. It wasn't really on conferences itself. So let's talk about Nintendo first, because they were kind of the first one that kind of debuted. And Nintendo had people furious. I mean, the amount of butthurt was ridiculous. And I keep saying this, folks, the self-entitlement that people tend to have when it comes to gaming is ridiculous. There's no adult games. Look, we're getting Fatal Frame on the fucking system there, right, folks? They didn't talk about it, but
if you want more adult games, go get an Xbox. Wolfenstein, Mortal Kombat, Get a PS4.
There you go. And those people who usually have other consoles in their house will own a Wii U. It's kind of complementary. It's more of a family console. It's made for kids. And it's for those who basically... I would call it the starter gamers console. It's for those who enjoy these Mario games and stuff. And,
Lower price point.
Yeah. And it's a very fair price point as well. It's not too expensive. And here's the thing, guys, as well. They go by the whole stance. Nintendo have said this openly. They go with the if it's not broke, don't fix it stance. Which is, they will do what they do, and we're still going to buy it. And that's it. Yes, there are a few decisions that make you want to scratch your head and bang it against the wall, like the Amiibo thing. The fact that they make them in limited quantities. But the whole stance is they make great quality games, they make games that we enjoy, and they make games. They're a first-party developer that has their own console, and they do their own thing. If you can actually look at the fact, and I'm not shitting on anybody else's company, but Sony and Microsoft are still not turning a profit on their consoles, right? They're still got a long way to go, and they've got a huge load of third-party developers developing for them, but yet they have, they still don't have enough to make, basically make bank. They're still running a loss at the moment. So think about that when you're looking at Nintendo, who are running at a profit. Even after the fact that, was it 2 years they were operating at a loss on the 3DS, both the 3DS and the Nintendo Wii U? So, now that they've got the Amiibos, they are turning a huge profit. It's a thing. For those of you who keep complaining, you're going to still go out there and buy Amiibos because shiny. And that's, that's the kind of the way.
For the record, I've only bought the ones of the characters I gave a crap about, like Mario and Luigi and Donkey Kong.
Now, going on from that, let's speak a little bit about the Amiibos. They've done something which when they kind of talked about this is what the one thing, if you go back to the past IGG episodes, that I said was going to happen. Amiibos are becoming cross-platform now, in a sense, because now we're going to see Bowser and Donkey Kong, the first two Amiibos, and apparently there's going to be future ones coming out on the new Skylanders game. Activision have actually made a deal with Nintendo to do these, but apparently they're only exclusive to Nintendo consoles. I laugh about this because there's a little switch at the bottom. If you click it one way, it becomes an Amiibo, so you can use it in Nintendo titles. Click it the other way, and it can be used on the Portal on the Skylanders game. I don't know about you. I'm fucking loving this. It's my kids love Skylanders, and to combine Skylanders and Amiibos, they're going to be freaking crapping themselves. Looking at this stuff, they'll be like, yay! So, and it's a good thing. It's a terrific thing, and I don't see a huge problem with it. They've got the new Skylanders game. You have a character and you have a car now, so they get to use these cars and drive these cars around the areas in order to complete certain stages and stuff. You're going to need them. I'm in. You got Bowser in the Bowsermobile. You got Donkey Kong and this little Kong car thing. Both of them have got their own weapons. Bowser uses a heat weapon. Donkey Kong has a mallet. It's great. Do I think that there's going to be copyright protection on these things so you can't use them on other consoles? I've got a funny feeling that the hacking community is going to have so much fun with these things. They will have
yeah.
Yeah, they're going to have so much fun that you'll be able to play these, not the Amiibo side, but you'll probably be able to play the Skylanders side on the games on the other systems, unless Activision actively takes out the coding for these characters, which I guarantee you they won't. It will cost too much money. But it's got a lot of potential there. Did you guys check it out? Did you guys see these things? Do you think it's a good bold step for Nintendo? Well, apparently Disney wants to actually incorporate Nintendo characters into Infinity as well, so this may happen as well. Maybe this could be the start of them broadening their horizons with introducing their characters into other third-party titles.
It would be a good tie-in into a sequel to that famous video game movie that Disney made a little while back.
Wreck-It Ralph, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
A Wreck-It Ralph amiibo, that would be pretty amazing.
I think they're probably going to end up introducing that at some point. Now, great positive step. Then they introduced a new Star Fox game. My God, it looks beautiful. Sublime. We don't know what it's called. It's called Star Fox Zero at the moment, which I've got a feeling this is going to be a prequel to the original. So we could be ending up playing Fox McCloud's dad. In this one. So we can see how all this happened.
Interesting.
How Andros and the Empire, basically started. I don't mind this. I think it's great. Star Fox games are amazing.
It's like Star Fox is. We haven't seen much of that series in recent years.
Yeah.
And F-Zero, but that's besides the point. And funny enough, I'd bring F-Zero up with there's like a theory that James McCloud ended up in the F-Zero universe, but...
Yeah, and, at the end of the day, I like this. I think it's a great idea. Let's see, how this progresses. Then you've got the next step on this as well, where basically they then brought us in and introduced another bombshell. We're going to get a new Animal Crossing game on the Wii U. It's a board game. It's basically a Mario Party-esque Animal Crossing game. You get to build places, you get to build towers and houses and stuff. You get to pay money to the banker, who's Tom Nook. Mm-hmm. I love this.
I was going to say, I'm not going to lie, I'm complete trash. As soon as I saw an Animal Crossing game, I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm sold.
Me too. I'm an Animal Crossing whore. I'm just sitting there going, and you get to buy amiibos for this? Yes. And, it's amazing. It's a lovely little game. You get to play all the characters, including Nook himself. Do I want a proper Animal Crossing game? Look, the thing is, the story of the Animal Crossing game is pretty much this. It's real life. You owe someone money for your house. You have to pay off your mortgage. And then once you've paid off the mortgage, they then convince you to get another mortgage. And then you got to pay that off. This is what Animal Crossing is.
If only it was so easy in real life as, like, finding fossils and catching bugs.
Oh, tell me
like,
about
really?
It. We would all be living in fucking mansions right now, and my bill would be paid by all the fucking bugs that I caught and all the fossils that I found.
Yeah, I'd be living in a fucking house on the hill. Giant pool.
We'll be the 1%, man. We'll just be like, fucking...
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Sitting up thinking that my AP from high school can suck it.
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? Yeah, you'd be like, who said I was wasting my time playing Animal Crossing, bitch?
Really?
But yeah, it's a great idea. I like it. I can't wait to see what's going on. Then we went from the Animal Crossing game. Again, good job by Nintendo. They went from that to talk about the new Legends of Zelda games, which is kind of a Four Swords-esque game. Now, you get to play with... It's on the 3DS. You get to play with several 3DS systems, and you're playing Link characters. Now, Iwata was saying that apparently the 3DS and the Wii U are more streamlined now, so you can actually... It's easier to port 3DS games to the Wii U. I don't understand why they haven't done this. I would appreciate playing this a lot. I've got a home console here that has got rarely anything on it. It's got a few games. It's got about 20, 30 different games on this system. I want to see more.
Right.
In comparison to the NES library, the NES library has got tons more in comparison to this system. The best way to do it is by porting these 3DS games for people who don't own a 3DS system.
There's DS games on there.
Yeah.
I have New Super Mario Brothers on my Wii U, and I like it. Yeah, it's fun.
You've got a tablet. There's a reason you could do this, and it would be nice to have that compatibility so that I say, like, I have a 3DS, but my kids want to play on the Wii U, that we could play together using a streamed connection where I could connect. I don't care if I've got to buy 2 copies of the same damn game. As long as they've got the Wii U version and I've got the DS version, we can play together. And that's kind of what needs to happen. Again, though, a solid game. It looks very, like, cheerleadery, because when you have to defeat enemies, the other guy has to cheer you on. It's like, yeah, to fucking, like, get the, to do your thing. I don't mind it. I like it. I love what they're doing. Looks like a nice little game. It's a it kind of looks like a mini game in itself. So, perfect on that one. Jamie, were you interested in the new Legend of Zelda game that they're releasing on the 3DS?
It looked really, really super cute. I have a confession. I've never actually played a Legend of Zelda game.
That's fine. Don't worry, we're not going to hate you.
My fiance is like, no, you don't understand. My fiance loves Legend of Zelda, and so they're constantly pulling me into this world and telling me about it. So they're getting me into it, and I'm digging it so far. I really like it. I really thought it was adorable. I like these cute little games. I mean, there's a lot of games right now that are hack and slash and shooter and guts and gore. And you know what? Yeah, I'm 21 years old, I'm an adult, and I would sit down and play a cutesy little Legend of Zelda game because we need diversity in this gaming community, and it's not all rated T for teen and rated M for mature. You can have fun in a quote-unquote girly children's game or whatever, you know? It's fun, and that's what it's all about.
Not all games which look like Super Princess Peach, where her menstrual cycle is the only way she can get
Oh,
special
God. Oh, yeah, that was really...
let's never talk about that one again. You know,
Yep.
Iwata, I don't know what you were thinking. Maybe you guys thought that there was an in-joke there that kind of no one else was going to get. Guess what? We got the joke, and it was appalling. Anyway, going on from there, so you had that game. Then they went kind of more into the 3DS games. There's a new Metroid game coming out, which was a Metroid Prime game, but it wasn't actually a Metroid Prime game. It's a me game, a game where you go with your friends, and it's a kind of an MMO-ish like type game where you can go in, fight monsters and stuff, and blast things, and people are upset. It's kind of based on the Zelda, the Metroid game in Nintendo Land. It's literally what this thing is based on. Everyone's kicking up a shitstorm. There's even a petition out to cancel the game, and there was
butthurt motherfuckers. That's what it is.
35k dislikes for this game. Let me explain this. I know
autism
you want a
intensifies.
Exactly. I know you want a fucking Metroid game. We get it. This isn't the way to go about it. This is a fun game for kids to play. I really believe, though, Nintendo, you missed the boat because you're putting it on the 3DS when you should be putting this game on what, everybody? The Wii U. The Wii U would be the best kind of unit for this game because you could have kids at home playing locally on it instead of connecting everybody's fucking 3DS up to play this game. It makes no sense.
It doesn't. It's freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not supremely butthurt over this, though. Come on, people. Fucking show some, like, you know, come on. Show some tact, yeah? You don't really want to sit there and get a game cancelled and then have them thinking, oh, you know, people don't like Metroid. And apparently people have been complaining to Iwata on fucking Twitter as well, and he's like, we're sorry that you didn't like our presentation for E3. It's...
I fucking hate the internet sometimes. A bunch of butthurt motherfuckers that are just quick to complain and don't take the time to fucking use their head meat.
Self-fucking entitlement, man. It's common sense, peeps. Come on. Stop being fucking butthurt motherfuckers. It's ridiculous.
I think what's the worst thing about it is like is that Nintendo basically apologized for their stream or whatever when I watched. This is like my first time ever being able to watch all of the streams and everything because I was finally able to get good internet and watched on Twitch and YouTube. The thing about Nintendo that I loved personally was the fact that you could feel their love for every game that they talked about. You could feel the passion. They were smiling. They were laughing. They were saying, this inspired me. I loved the guy who talked about Star Fox, and he was like, I live right down by this, you know, this shrine, and it inspired me, and this is what it looked like. And he was informing us about his dream, his vision. And it was the same with, like, the Legend of Zelda stuff and the Mario and everything else. And people are shitting on it. Look at how much effort and how much heart these people put into these games. The only other stream that I saw put that much emotion and time into it was Bethesda. At the very beginning of their stream, when they got super duper excited and they showed their entire their entire, you know, like people. This is who made the games. This is who did it. I did this, and I'm proud about it. That and Yarn Guy. Yarn Guy was fucking ecstatic. But no one else did it except for Nintendo, and I think that's what fucking sucks about the fact that they had to apologize for a quote-unquote shitty stream when their games looked fun.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's freaking Nintendo. So, I mean, I look at my little collection of NES games, I have games like Mario 3, I have Zelda 2, I have these amazing games, well, not really so much Zelda 2, I didn't play that until, you know, recent years, but Mario 3 I sunk so much fucking time into as a kid, And I know like that game was so good, and you could feel the passion that these guys put into their games. Whether it's Earthbound, or A Link to the Past, or name any top-tier Nintendo title. There's passion put into every one of these. Mm-hmm. And you're shitting all over it? People, go fuck yourselves with a rusty Master Sword, alright?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Come on, guys. You know, at the end of the day, we can enjoy it together. We don't want to fucking sit there and shit all over this. Because in the end, they're trying to do something great. Yes, they are biding their time with because they're waiting on the release of the NX. So they're kind of winding down the Wii U's lifespan. I get it. But, you know, the fact that
Wait, the NX is going to be a new system?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're not going to release it. It's probably going to be another year or so before they even think about releasing that system.
That's right, because they're way ahead of the game when it comes to their new con. Okay.
Well, they said that they were developing it like within a year after the release of the Wii U.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, they're probably starting to wind the Wii U down now, but in the end, they are just it's silliness. You know, to me, they need to kind of people need to calm down. Nothing's been announced yet.
Calm your tits.
Yeah, and you know, they need to kind of like calm their herbs a little bit and go on from there. Also, I've just found out in the news today, WWE have created a YouTube gaming channel. Because reasons.
Okay, I'm more. I watched one of.
It's hosted by Xavier Woods. Yeah, he's going to be hosting.
Oh, that's the one I saw. Yeah,
and he's going to be like with loads of YouTube celebrities. So we're going to probably see loads of Angry Joes and all those people on the WWE's channel. Am I happy about this? No.
I don't know. I think Xavier Woods is like one of those personalities. Like he just kind of.
No, the thing is, I'd rather they concentrate on actually giving the guy a proper push, you know, as a WWE talent, than basically.
Well, I think this might be just sticking in Zack Ryder's face because he got over on YouTube without WWE's help, and now they're
kind of pissing me off a little bit. Concentrate on making your wrestlers wrestle. Don't put them on this. They've got Jump Scare Fridays for the lulz Wednesdays. Oh, WWE, don't use buzzwords, please don't.
Please, don't date yourself, guys.
Save points.
Cringe.
Yeah, so basically they've got to jump on a random game cold, game of Gauntlet Sunday, and it's... look, I get you guys are trying to be in the inn, but seriously, it's like a bunch of old people trying to get in on your kids. Like, it's like me sitting there with my kids and going, hey, I'm cool, look at Dad. I can make gang signs.
Well, you sit there with a fucking sweater vest and looking like a total doofus like Rick Santorum. Besides, okay, stupid political humor aside, speaking of WWE, look at the little bit of 2K news we just got.
Yeah. You might as well announce that, Nick.
Yeah, so WWE 2K released the first 6 superstars that are going to be on the roster for WWE 2K16, which is coming out end of October. So we've got Daniel Bryan, Bad News Barrett, Paige, so it looks like she's not going to be DLC this year, exclusive to a freaking season pass, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Finn Balor.
It's going to have a huge roster. They still haven't updated on what this is going to be. They said they have taken everybody's concerns in terms of the last game, because a lot of people, including myself, weren't very happy with it. And I'm hoping that 2K has taken a lot into consideration in terms of developing and cultivating this new game.
Yeah.
If it's the same cut-and-paste bullshit, I'm just going to basically look away from it. I don't care how many... Yeah. You could fucking fill the roster with every single fucking jizz-fest indie darling that I love. I still wouldn't buy it, and the reason being is it's the same shitty game mechanics and the same shitty ridiculousness that you had in the last game. I don't give a fuck about attitude errors. I don't give a fuck about reliving the past. What I give a fuck about is that you have a strong contest there, you have a great general manager mode, and you give me a game that I can play where I can involve myself and cultivate my own storylines. It's not much to ask. I don't want to be in the WWE universe. I want to create my own WWE universe. It's kind of what most of the fans want. And that's the problem.
You can add Sasha Banks in there because she let the cat out of the bag on Twitter that she was going to be in the game months ago.
Oh, wait. So, there you
That's
go,
going to be
fun. Right. Now, Fatal Frame, Maiden of the Black Water, is coming this fall to the Wii U. That wasn't a part of today's Nintendo Direct live stream thingy, but it's there, so you got that coming. So if you want adult games, wait for the Fatal Flame game to come out. I was just thinking what else we had from Nintendo. Oh, a lot of it was about Mario Maker. There's a special edition version of Mario Maker coming out. It's going to have the block Mario. It's a rather big Mii as well. It's like huge. It's twice the size of a normal Mii.
Is this going to be a physical game, or is it just DLC only?
Physical game.
Okay.
You can buy a special edition that includes the Mii and a book, and an art book with it as well. And you can create your own Mario game, your own Mario levels, and it's online based as well, so that you can basically go and
I was wondering if it's going to be DLC only, but if there's this big I'm interested. I thought it'd be kind of cool to just create your own Mario levels, and I wonder if some people are going to go create a bunch of dick levels with it, but in both senses.
It's amazing. I think it's going to be great. Enjoyable.
It's going to be asshole Mario online, basically.
People are going to make so many fucking fucked up levels, but it's going to be great to play. They've also talked about the release
brutally hard
of, the Mario 30 Years site as well, where you can actually upload videos of yourself doing a Mario thing. If you like that, I don't think they accept you having Mario tattooed on your cock, so please don't do that. I think they want more.
Damn! I guess I'm out.
Yeah, you are. That Mario strap-on that you created is not going to happen, Jamie. That's
calls herself Princess Toadstool when she wears it.
But I'm sure. That is what it is. And then finally, we had Yoshi's Woolly World. Basically introduced Yoshi's Woolly World, which
it looks
includes
so fucking cute.
It's a customizable amiibo they've got as well, which is a teddy bear. So it's a Yoshi woolly teddy bear that you can put on the tablet, and it creates the Yoshi amiibo, and it works with other amiibos like Mario, Donkey Kong, and same as for Metroid as well. Some of the first amiibos that came out, the first line of amiibos, so we got those as well. I'm loving it. It looks like a great little cutesy game. It's pretty much a similar game to Kirby.
Epic Yarn.
Yeah, Epic Yarn. So, what do you guys think of that? Enjoying? Are you going to get it, Nick?
Maybe, when it goes cheap. It depends on what's out at the time and when I'm actually playing.
Well, I'm going to get that Amiibo plush, definitely. Or that Amiibo plush.
I think a lot of people are going to get that Amiibo plush just because it's fucking Amiibo.
Yeah, I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to say this again. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a public service announcement from I Got Gameplay, Michael Burhan, and lovely gang here. Do not listen to Anita Sarkeesian. The more you listen to her, the more publicity you give her. Stop talking about her. There is no point.
Brianna Wu as well.
She said, a bit sad that the Dishonored 2 didn't make the leap to an exclusive female lead, but really pleased they're using Emily in the marketing. BE3. Now let me explain something, guys.
Wow.
You can't please this bitch. It's like
she is doing this to get attention during E3. It's like, do you know when you have the small kid that shouts and is like going, "Look at me, look at me, look at me,"
or
Jamie.
Donald Trump coming out and saying that, "Oh, I've got a secret plan to destroy ISIS."
Yeah.
She's like the third wave feminist
the White House
version of
doesn't
the
ask for it.
Reply Girl.
Look at me, Jamie. Do you see me? Do you see me, Jamie? Do you see
Nope,
me?
sorry, bro.
I want attention. Give me attention, folks. Stop paying her attention. If you stop paying her attention, she will go away. She is
like paying her Patreon.
Yeah, exactly, and that too. Because as far as I'm concerned, this is the only thing we're going to say about her on this. What was the second thing we're going to say about her? Because we said the other thing afterwards. But this is the second thing we're going to say about her. Joined with us, by the way, we have Mr. Lost Lobus with us. Hello, sir.
Yes, I just joined, so I apologize. I missed your message.
No problem. No problem, good sir.
It's cool.
We're basically just covering. We're finishing the finality of the Nintendo Direct. It was, for all intents and purposes, though, Nintendo's stream thing was good. Well, I didn't mind it. What did you think, Mr. Lost Lobos? Did you care about Nintendo's thing?
I mean, I like Nintendo. I mean, I like some of the new things they're doing. The Amiibo plush was cool. I don't know. I mean, I didn't invest in a Wii U only because I didn't get as hyped up about it as everybody else did, and I think that their newer system that is eventually going to hit is going to be pretty big. I don't know how much they covered that at E3 this year, or did they talk about that? I missed that coverage. No, nothing yet, huh? Well, I mean,
No.
that's
We're way down the
on
road. We're way
verge,
early
too.
on that, honestly.
You know, I mean, that's gonna come out, I bet you, in the next 2 years. I'm positive it's gonna
I'd
hit.
give it 2.5, 3.
So
Yeah, it's basically, you know, it is what it is. We've got some great games and great titles coming from Nintendo. Do you think that people overwhelmingly getting really pissy about the event need to
Well,
be?
because Sony basically took a giant freaking Buster Sword to Xbox, so there's no way you could please there's no way you could please anybody with the Nintendo one.
Nintendo's always been about pleasing their fan base.
Yes, it's not about pleasing the masses.
It's always about pleasing their fan base, and what their fan base wants is, you know, the typical games. They want their Zelda,
they want the Marios and the
Mario,
Zeldas
and they want
all that stuff.
And the outlier games too, like Metroid and Kirby.
Yep.
You're gonna see more of that stuff. I mean, was there an announcement for a new Metroid game? Because that was a rumor for a while. Or was there nothing? I missed that particular.
Basically,
like
it's you know, like Nintendo Land. It's a Mii game. It's a Nintendo Land Mii game called Metroid Fusion something or other, and people are going completely insane, and they want the game cancelled because reasons.
Because the internet is full of butthurt motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's like, no, I don't want that. You know, I want a proper Metroid game, and ladies and gents, this isn't the way to go about it. So yeah, As I said, does anyone really give a crap? No. Let's go on from there then and hit to the next one, Square Enix presentation. Jamie, did you watch?
Yes, I did, and
Hello?
oh my god.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, dude.
Yep.
Hello?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Jamie, you watched it, and what do you think?
Oh my god. I'm mixed. I have such mixed emotions because on one hand they gave us really cool games like Just Cause, Nier looks great, Rise of the Tomb Raider, but when they got to what everyone really wanted to hear, which was Kingdom Hearts 3, they didn't give us a release date. When they've been promising Kingdom Hearts 3 for years with no release date. And so now, I mean, I was taking notes throughout the entire conference. I have a whole bunch of notes here, and my Kingdom Hearts 3 notes literally says, outfit looks so good, so pretty, no release date, you cocks.
I saw that.
Because I just got so upset. I'm like, why the fuck is there no release date? And they're like, oh, well, it's in production. And I'm like, well, why don't you just swat us then? Because that's exactly what they did.
Yeah,
and
that's exactly what they did.
I'm really happy about it, but on another hand, like, don't be such a fucking cock tease, okay? Like, give us a game or give us nothing.
Yeah, they also
us a release
did
date or
the
give us
Final
nothing.
Fantasy like chibi game. You notice that?
Yeah, I think that was really funny when they showed up like the Final Fantasy Chibi game or like the new Kingdom Hearts like Unchained and no one clapped. I thought that was the best thing ever. By far, what made the Squeenix conference so great was after the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. Did you hear the specific guy in the audience yell "thank you"? Like that was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, damn.
Yeah, it's one of those where I think
funnier if somebody shouted out about fucking time.
Yeah, and they also did the Final Fantasy VII remake, and I want to point this out, people. For those who sit there and go, "You shit on HD remakes, but the Final Fantasy VII remake, you're not shitting on." It's not a full port of a PlayStation 3 game, right?
Right.
It's not a game that's been released a year ago and then gets ported to the PS4. It is a
This is a game that came out in 1990, motherfucking 7, people.
And it's a full-on,
it's almost
full-blown
20 years old.
remake of a PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah, they redid it completely. It's kind of like what Xander said. They didn't just slap a new coat of paint on it. They actually redid it.
Yeah. And that's kind of the difference, folks. You know, a lot of people get really pissy about it, but you got to think about it that way. This is literally one of the best fucking things ever, because the gaming community have been screaming about this in Square Enix's ear for like how long? Like
20 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the fact that we're getting this
Almost
is a
20
big
years, yep.
coup. Yes, there hasn't been a release date announced yet. There hasn't been a release date announced for the FF7 port. I've got a funny feeling that the PC port that's going to be released on the PS4 is going to be cancelled, and that the remake is going to kind of be the main project from now on. I don't know. You know, it depends what way they're going to do about this, because I would see it pointless for them to release the HD port and then the remake. What do you think, Brandon? Do you think they're going to do that? Mr. Liggan has joined us, ladies and gentlemen.
I think that they're obviously building the game from the ground up.
Right.
So it's going to be a completely new experience. So why would they, bother worrying about PC? I think enough people are going to buy this game on PlayStation and Xbox whenever it comes out that they won't miss the PC bottom line.
They might turn around anyway and put it on PC later on.
That's what they
did
later.
Do you know any company that will release a fucking HD version of the original and then release a remake of the fucking game? That would be really pointless.
Yes.
Capcom
did pointless.
Yeah, but that's Capcom.
Pointless
Come on.
as fuck.
Capcom's like the slow
Well, you
ticking...
said you know of any company. I'm just pointing out an example.
That's true, but Capcom is kind of one of those things that everything Capcom does leaves you scratching your
They
head.
did an
like,
HD.
Like, let's cancel every single Mega Man game we've ever been working on for the past, century, and then have Inafune leave the company because reasons, and we've wasted so much money on these games, but we're going to cancel all of them, even like near enough to the fact that you could have sold these games and recouped the cost of production because Capcom.
Because Capcom gonna Capcom.
Because fuck yourselves. Anyway.
Because fuck you, that's why.
Exactly. That's actually the funniest JonTron skit I've ever fucking seen. Out of anything he's ever done, that is the funniest. I think he did it for Square Enix. It was like, Square Enix, because go fuck yourselves.
I heard you guys were. I came in. I got cut off. I came in. You guys were talking about Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah. I mean, yes, there's a lot of people that are really excited, me included. I like the Kingdom Hearts series. The fact that I had to sit through a bunch of fucking Game Boy games before I got like a bunch of bullshit, like just the rehashing of the first two games at least 50 times.
I think he's dead.
He's dead, Jim.
He's dead, Jim.
Damn it! Sean got it second. Nick got it first. But yeah, so going on from that, as we continue with the Square Enix concert, they also announced a new Nier game, which is going to be developed by, well, I've just found out at the moment, that will be developed by Platinum Games.
Platinum's been busy this E3.
It has
been.
Opinions, a lot of fanboys have been sitting there going, oh my fucking god! And like the contagious explosions of people's penises and girls' ovaries around.
It's like that picture shared Sunday about Bethesda. Like, stop! My penis can only get so erect.
Right.
Yes. Artemium.
Nier looked fantastic. I loved the character's outfit. I'm hoping
sorry,
I have to make that cosplay that at some point.
No worries, dude. I think you need to shoot your internet provider. Just so you know.
Yeah, with the rectifier.
I was trying to be in a quieter part.
Yeah, he was taking a shit.
So I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you guys covered it yet, but Deus Ex, the new Deus Ex.
We're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Of everything Square Enix showed off, that was what I was really the most impressed by, I guess. I guess I don't know if it's like the Square Enix is their one, or Deus Ex is Square Enix's one, hope of, reaching out to, I guess, quote unquote mainstream American gamers. I guess you could say, by because it's first person shootery, but it's there's a lot of complex elements to it.
Well, I mean, it's always been like that since the beginning.
Yeah.
The series has been like that. I mean, and that's part of the charm of Deus Ex, because it's not just like a first-person shooter. It's got real depth, you know? I mean, where you can, like, create your own character, like, build them up your way. The older ones were extremely complicated that way. So, I mean, I'm really excited. I love Deus Ex, so I think it'll live up to the hype. The last one was great. So.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It looks great. It looks like they're spawning off the story, so I'm enjoying that fact. And you know, it's going to be something extremely awesome. Now, going on from that, let's you know, in terms of like, you heard about the new Nier game. Are you excited, Los Lobos, or do you just
the Nier game? I really didn't even think about Nier in a long time. Like, I guess I played it, you know, back when it was the original game came out, and didn't go back to it, you know. I mean, but if other people are huge fans of it, you know, I mean, yeah, more power to them. You know, I hope it takes off. You know, expand a franchise if people are interested. I mean, if there's somebody's playing the games, you know, I don't have a problem, but I'm not going to go pick Nier up. I'm going to probably pass on that one. There's too many other good games that came out at this E3 and too much good stuff to, like, go to tier 2 games, which to me that's a tier 2 game. That's after you played what you really want to play. So, yeah, that's how I feel about it.
So, in terms of the Square Enix presentation, what do you guys think? There was some dude with a freaking head that came in there and said he was one of their new development guys, and I was like,
I was terrified.
I was too. I was like, why don't? Are you okay? Is there something seriously mentally wrong with you?
Well, some people do that. They don't like they feel really, really nervous about like their face being shown. So if he had to be there or he wanted to be there, a mask is a way to do that. But holy fucking shit!
Creepy mask guy.
That looked like some sort of satanic like moon from Legend of Zelda, like that one moon thing. Like, yeah.
Majora's Moon.
Yeah, there we go. That one. My fiance would kill me if they knew I forgot that. Like, it would be over.
I'll be sure to tell him.
No!
We kid you because we love you, Jamie.
I know.
Okay, that was a weird voice there. He's like, I know.
I know.
That was funny.
That was
Really, really awkward.
Yeah, that just made Brandon
Like,
just went
Do you want us to leave the room so you guys can, like, you know, do your own thing there? Or
sound like a very weird sitcom.
Got kind of uncomfortable.
Married to a psychopath.
The sexual tension in this conversation just went up like.
Well, at least not as weird of a sitcom as Heil, Honey, I'm Home.
Exactly.
What?
So,
That exists.
Yeah, that thing.
going on from the Square Enix, how does everyone think about the presentation, Nick? Did you like it?
It gives, you know, the fans what they want. You know, everyone wanted Kingdom Hearts 3, so they got it. You know, they got some good games out there. Not that I'm too interested in them, but, you know, it's awesome. I can definitely respect the fandom for Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I'm loving this. I think it's a great thing. They did a lot of cock teasing, but very enjoyable.
They were very Oprah with a lot of their stuff. It's like, you get a game, and you get a game, and you get a
Like
game.
Oprah.
Sean, I hear
Everybody
hip-hop
gets a
music in the
game.
background.
It's not me. I got nothing
So, yeah.
going.
I would give Square Enix this year a 70%. I mean, they
Someone's
missed
playing
the,
hip-hop music in the background.
Or TV.
that's the TV. But I would say that Square Enix got like a 70%. You know, they got 70% good stuff and 30% people doesn't give a shit about. You know, and that was their show. I mean, they had the stuff that people really gave a shit about. It's really good stuff. I mean, it's Final Fantasy VII HD, yes, you know, and Deus Ex, you know, and Kingdom Hearts. But that's it. That's all. I mean, if you didn't give a crap about Nier or some of the other bullshit Final Fantasy chibi world thing, then it's not going to do it for you. And I mean, that's what they had, and that's what they came out with. Incidentally, let me just say this: Japan got a new Star Ocean. Fuck you, Square Enix. Honestly, Japan gets a new Star Ocean, and we don't get one over here. That kind of pisses me off. I would have much preferred a new Star Ocean game as opposed to a new Nier game. I mean, why not bring
that?
that?
Like Xenogears. Totally would have loved to see the Xenogears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where's that? I mean, Xenogears.
Wait, didn't that get announced? I thought.
No.
No Xenogears.
No, they were doing a new Xenoblade, weren't they?
That's Xenoblade. Okay, I was getting my
Nintendo, and the
Xenos
reason
mixed
why
up.
Xenoblade is called Xenoblade is actually the developers behind Xenogears left Square and basically founded their own company, and hence that company was bought out by Nintendo, and they made Xenoblade.
Yeah, Namco used to own them.
Yeah. Yeah. Continue.
No, that was pretty much it. I was just making a point of that, that they had 3 awesome games, and I mean, for me, that was all I really gave a shit about. But I mean, I didn't think they were great games. I mean, I'm looking forward to all 3, but other than that, that's it. That was Square shot its load on that, and that was it.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of one of those things where Square did a real great job. I think in terms of developers, they did the best.
They did.
They made the best in terms of like what they've done in comparison to Ubisoft. I think, and in comparison to EA, they kind of won the developers' side because they gave us every single fucking thing we wanted. We wanted Final Fantasy VII. Here's Final Fantasy VII on a platter. I think if they served it all with like basically half-naked men and women serving us these games at the same time, I think we'd all be happy. It would literally just be straight up game porn. But it's enjoyable. The fact that we got the new Deus Ex game as well. We've got the anticipation for Kingdom Hearts, this Final Fantasy chibi game that they're going to be introducing. Great as well. So I'm happy. In terms of Square Enix, they're doing a fantastic job. Mm-hmm. So anybody else want to say anything about the Square Enix conference before we move on? Nobody?
I got nothing.
Okay, so let's move on to let's move on to PC gaming. So, Jamie, would you like to take the forefront of the bench?
Sure. Did anyone else actually watch the PC gaming conference?
No, I got some highlights sent to me from Ryan.
Okay, so I'll let you and Sean tackle this one, and we'll chime in. So, tell us about the PC conference. What did you get? What were you expecting? And did it fulfill your every womanly need?
I was expecting, honestly, to see at least something from Soma, about the game Soma, which is from Frictional Games, but I guess since that is an indie company, I guess maybe that wouldn't be shown. I didn't get to see the rest, like all of it, but I got to see most of it. They announced a new Killing Floor 2.
Ooh.
It looked a lot like Left 4 Dead, but I don't know anything about the original Killing Floor, so I can't.
It's basically a game.
I played the original Killing Floor. It was not bad. I mean, it's very kind of like textured mapped walls and
it's basically it was developed by indie developers, and you can see why it was developed by indie developers.
It was cool though.
This one looked amazing. Mm-hmm. They got new graphics. They got new mechanics to where they can actually layer things, so you could have like the blood, like the guts on top of the blood and everything. It looked really, really good. I was really impressed. They also announced new, pretty good. Company Liggan. They're putting out a new set of graphics cards. They are putting out anywhere from 1 gig to new 8 gig cards.
Wow.
They're Radeon R9 cards, anywhere from 360, it's R9 360, R9 370, R9 380, and R9 390. And these things are they're huge. One of the bigger ones actually comes with 2 fans on it. This thing is intense.
Holy shit!
Yeah, PC gaming has gotten very, very sexy over the last couple of years.
I purred. I'm not even gonna lie. It was sexy.
Nerd orgasms everywhere.
I know, right?
Pretty much, I've got more incentive to build a new rig for Fallout after they're showing off all this hardware.
Yeah, it's basically here's all the crap you're gonna need to run Fallout at
Yeah, pretty much.
80% ultimate capacity.
I'm saving my pennies and shit. No, we don't have the penny in Canada anymore. But yeah, I'm saving my money.
You're saving all your loonies.
Yeah,
Saving all your
so
nickels.
I can. Yeah, by the end of the summer, I'm gonna undertake a build to prepare for November when I swear off my social life.
You're
all
so
your
lucky,
loonies.
man. Build me a computer and send it to me.
Really, same
I'll
here.
try at some point. I got all this work time now and not a lot of downtime, so I'm gonna bank up all my money I can from the intense hours I'm gonna be working until September, and I'm gonna build myself a tiny god. I think.
Do it.
I saw this really cool system
Hell yeah.
the other day on Reddit, and somebody had built a Fallout computer, and
Oh my god.
all the looks and everything. And it was
I
like
need
the afterlights.
Like a keyboard.
It was so awesome. You know, it looked like a
God.
vault. It was cool.
Oh man, I need it.
I've seen that thing.
They also went into Deus Ex, which they were talking about. It looks really pretty. I don't know anything much about Deus Ex, but it was... My stream kind of lagged a little bit during the Deus Ex thing. I think a lot of people logged on to see it. But it looked pretty good. The graphics were gorgeous. There was a lot of attention to detail in it. And basically what they did were they were like, okay, these are the really cool graphics cards, and this is what you will need the graphics cards for. And then they went into talking about Deus Ex. So
Yeah, it looks great. The fact that they're basically like going after the Illuminati this time round. That there's a new governmental faction that's involved, created by I believe it's the MI6 or the CIA or something like that, who basically that he's joined up with. It's a great story. The fact that it's working around on that as well. Oh, also the reason why we didn't talk about the new Hitman game from Square Enix because we talked about it with Sony's conference, so we don't need to go into details about that.
Yeah.
The fact that E3 now, let's go kind of like away from the PC gaming now and go to the winners and losers of E3. Now, I want everybody, we're going to throw it to the panel now and say to you guys who you think won this E3 and who lost. So we'll start with you, Nick. Who do you think won E3? In terms of developers, and who did you think won in terms of basically consoles? I got a feeling I know who you're gonna say, but let's hear out the horse's mouth, so to speak.
As far as developers, I gotta go with Square. They've got some great titles on the way, and as far as consoles, Sony. If you really think I'm gonna say did you really think I was gonna say anybody but Sony? I mean, seriously, Last Guardian, Final Fantasy VII, and then we got Shenmue 3 on the way now.
Yeah,
so
and
it's
that's, by the way, guys and gals, that's nearly hit 3 million now.
Yeah.
Right, it's on its way to hitting the 5 million stretch target, and it's not even 31 days yet. I think this thing could go all the way to hitting 10 million, which is fucking scary.
Well,
That'll
it had a
make
2
it the
million
biggest
stretch
Kickstarter
target
ever.
to get funded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently, and even Kickstarter have actually said that it crashed their servers. They've never seen anything like this. People have been
Doing
going by
right.
the fucking boatfuls and making sure this game gets funded. By this rate, I don't even think they're going to need Sony.
Some sailors have gone by the
Tons of
boatful.
sailors. I think involving the sailing community, Brandon, is the best way to start a Kickstarter. I need to do a sailing Kickstarter in order to get my film projects funded. I think so, and I think we also need like some old Japanese guy that everyone cares about. That's kind of what gets the sailors involved because people love Japanese. So Nick said it. You know, he thinks Square, and he believes Sony. What about you, Jamie? Who do you think?
I gotta go with Nick on this one. I mean, Sony won as far as the developers go. I mean, they killed it. They killed everything. There's a reason that they were okay with going last. They just sat back and said, you know what? It's okay. We'll wait. Because they knew they were a tough act to follow, and no one could. I mean, as far as the actual well, that's for consoles. As far as developers go, I have to say that Square Enix brought it because they have a lot of good titles. No, we don't really have release games, but they were the best of the worst, I guess I should say. The people who didn't really bring it. The losers, however, were like EA and Ubisoft. Like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Easy.
I disagree, ladies and
Bring it.
gentlemen.
Okay,
Bring it.
Brandon.
And I will do this because for the reason you exactly said, Jamie, you don't have release dates for any of those great games that Square Enix shows off. You know what Ubisoft gave you? They gave you release dates. They got you what you're going to be playing this holiday season. This March, you know what I'm going to be playing? I'm going to be playing the fuck of the Division. You know what I'm going to be playing this holiday season? I'm going to be shooting the shit out of my friends in some Rainbow Six. I can't wait to cleave motherfuckers in twain when I play For Honor whenever that comes out in 2016.
Don't forget the new South Park game. That's
Boom!
coming
New
too.
South
The
Park game.
fractured
Thank you very
butthole.
much. There you go. So,
Well,
boom.
okay, so Brandon, who do you think has won in terms
So
of consoles?
Ubisoft,
and who do you think has won
Ubisoft
in terms of
again.
gaming?
Let me say, Ubisoft again for the second year running was the most consistent of all the third-party developers. I mean, just everything that they've showed off, top to bottom, coming out this year, and stuff that's 2 and 3 years down the pipeline, is solid. As far as the big two, or technically big three, I gotta say nobody won. It's a push. I mean, maybe a slight advantage Sony, because what they showed off was more impressive, but it takes a little bit more to impress me these days than pre-rendered footage of a game that came out 20 years ago. I know that's going to be controversial, and I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for saying it, but you know what? That's what I do.
No, that's fine.
So basically, you're trying to be JTG and just becoming the Human Torch.
No, man, I don't. Yeah, I recognize that there's a huge market for it, and it makes sense for Square Enix, but they didn't show any of the actual game. All they showed was just pre-rendered footage. The game's not going to look like that. That looks fucking fantastic. Don't get me wrong. And if that was a movie, I would watch it. But Ubisoft showed you gameplay and what it's going to look like and how to play it, and tangible proof of something.
Okay, just
well,
on that note as well,
there
Phil
was
Spencer
Watch
have actually
Dogs.
talked about
It wasn't Watch Dogs.
at the conference, apparently on the PC conference, he's talked about the fact that Microsoft has lost their way in terms of PC gaming. So it looks like they're going to be
Disagree. I disagree with you because you know why? They just released this. They're just going to come out with this new Elite controller.
This is coming from like the Xbox boss Phil Spencer here.
Look, I think they're going to make big, incredible strides with the PC gaming market with the Xbox One Elite controller.
I think that the way that they're doing it, the fact that they're actually with Windows 10, they're streamlining everything, is a great idea.
Exactly.
Because it allows, and this is what they've actually detailed, it's allowing PC gamers and Xbox gamers to be one and the same now. This is unheard of. Do you know what I mean? We've only seen this with Sony and the Sony MMOs and stuff that were ported to console.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've never seen this with PC and Xbox, so now you can literally...
They tried it before, though.
Yeah,
when
they
it was
have done,
live.
but they've tried and failed. But this time, my Windows 10 is going to be streamlined so it works on phones. So you get a free update for your phone, you've got a free update for the Xbox One and 360, and you get a free update for those who already own copies of Windows 8 and Windows 7. You'll get a free copy of Windows 10. That's fucking
I have my little reserve icons on the corner of my fucking taskbar right now on my Windows 7 computer.
Yeah, so I've basically reserved my copy. For those of you who wants to, you can do. The one thing I am worried about is the fact that
I'll be
how it affects
stealing
my
mine.
editing software. So we'll see how that
You
goes.
bastard.
But there you go. It's streamlined. It's a great idea. I can see that Microsoft are becoming more unique, and they're unifying their divisions into one, which is a great idea. Nintendo have done it with their Wii U and 3DS divisions, and they're showing a lot more faith now in terms of their branding and their products, because they're allowing everything to work in unison. It's great. It should have happened in the first place. Sony kind of missed the mark with the Vita and the PlayStation 4. They're now trying to, even though they're dismissing the Vita as a console on its own, they are trying to streamline it with the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3. Going back onto the conference, Brandon says he thinks that no one's won. It's kind of everyone has. Yeah.
I think it's really advantaged Sony because again, everything that they're showing off looks better on their, and they got one over on Microsoft by getting the Call of Duty exclusivity.
Yeah.
For the DLC, so that's gonna be a huge thing.
It's not going to change the fact that I'm getting it. Still going to get Call of Duty for Xbox.
Exactly, but that's a huge piece of business to kind of rest away.
It
from.
is,
That was always
and
kind of
I recognize that.
I think we didn't talk about this yesterday, which I completely spaced my mind on. I was trying to bring it up. The Elite controller that they showed off.
Oh shit!
Is that the one that's pairing with the Oculus Rift?
No, it'll be, I guess, a higher price point controller that will have hair triggers, customizable buttons, yeah, like little paddles. That you could adjust the sensitivity. You could even remap the buttons to whatever you want them to be.
How much is this bastard going to cost?
Yeah, exactly. Because
That's what I want to know. Because I'm seriously thinking about getting a SCUF controller for my Xbox One just for Call of Duty. If this is going to be just like that,
hair triggers, man. Hair triggers. That's like, God, that's a first-person player's dream right there.
Well, yeah, the paddles, but yeah, paddles. I just want to know a fucking price point.
Yeah, and a release date, so you could take my money.
Yeah. So I will decide whether I will say shut up and take my money or not.
They're taking my money.
Well, going on from that, Sean, who do you think won? Who do you think lost?
Well, personal bias for who won, but not who actually won, was Bethesda to me. Besides just Fallout 4, I mean, I was looking at Doom 4 and I was just drooling.
With Dishonored 2 coming out, they've got Fallout 4, they've got the new Doom game, which I'm all for, ripping off someone's body parts and beating them with it.
Forgot about Bethesda.
And Fallout Shelter for iOS and Android.
That's what I've been like, that's what kind of I've been missing that, in terms of my gaming experience of ripping someone's arm off and beating them with it, because I've always wanted to do that to
when
people.
he broke out that chainsaw in the gameplay.
And the fact that he ripped that monster's body apart using his bare hands. Magnifique.
Yeah, you grab somebody and just rip their jaw off.
It's taken every disgusting urge that I've ever had and wanted to do, and I can convey it in a game. Bethesda, I doff my hat to you, sir. I doff my hat. That Bethesda have, and I can.
Anything that's not sexual, I guess.
I can, everything non-sexual, of course. Or if you want to violate the corpse of these monsters, it's up to you. Maybe there's an in-game mechanic to do that. But
oh god.
So yeah, Sean, you are right. It has filled every gory orifice of yours. Plus the fact, are you gonna grab yourself a pop boy?
I'm actually going to go and order that now tomorrow evening, my pre-order. You hear about the guy that actually, he was collecting bottle caps, since he started playing Fallout 3, and he had 11.5 pounds
worth. Paid for it in caps? Like 200?
Yeah, he fucking sent it to them.
440 or something?
Yep, he sent it to them, so besides the fact they got him a pre-order for free, they gave him some swag along with it, I believe.
Well,
Fantastic. Wow.
Yeah, isn't it also they basically they gave free games to a family that named their child a name.
Dovahkiin.
Yes, on the 11th.
They named their child.
The 11th.
Yes, they did. Born on the 11th.
Unlimited games for life, and apparently his name translates to Dragon Lord. And the people were just like, that poor child. I'm sitting there going, no, that child's fucking badass.
His first word is Futhro duh.
Yeah.
I guess better than naming your kid Northwest.
Well,
yeah, but that's on purpose. They didn't get anything out of that, apart from the fact that Kanye's your dad. I feel sorry for the kid anyway. Anyway,
other than the fact that the Kardashians are fucking morons.
Oh God, can I just revel in the fact that
temper
LeBron James is about to lose a championship?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
So let's go on from that. So Sean, who do you think is the gaming company that won, like the console manufacturer?
Console manufacturer, Microsoft, they had a lot of stuff brought in. I mean, besides the Elite controller, my God, the Rare collection. I was just like, what? And I saw this.
That's a shut up and take my motherfucking money moment.
I'm buying that. I'm buying that for fucking
Is that going to be physical or is that download only? That's what I want to know.
They might be smart enough to do both, yeah. Okay. Because in this day and age, a lot of people still like that physical copy so they can play offline and shit like that.
Brandon has no bias on this one, so Sean, you're going for Microsoft and Bethesda. Jamie and Nick...
Nintendo is an honourable mention, though.
Okay, Nintendo has an honourable mention. Jamie and Nick are going for Sony and Square Enix.
I'm actually changing my ending. I'm not going with Square Enix. I am going with Bethesda because I forgot they were a thing. So I'm going to change mine to Bethesda.
Okay, Jamie changes her mind. Mr. Los Lobos, you're the tiebreaker on this one. Who do you think has won console manufacturer, and who do you think has won as developer?
Well, I'm just going to do this as a proviso. Microsoft has come out with some very good stuff. They've gained some respect from me, and I appreciate their system a little bit more now after what they debuted. Backwards compatibility, especially, I think is always something that should be built into a system. We all have old game collections. We should be able to play them. And that's what I'm going to say about that. And Microsoft is doing some good stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
On that note, though, Sony. I gotta go Sony. Shenmue 3
Sony was
just pretty huge.
Boom, bitches, mic drop.
And then Final Fantasy VII, the re-release. Those are pretty huge things. A new Hitman. Some pretty good stuff all around. And then game developers. I want to fence it, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to say Bethesda. Because of Fallout 4 and Doom. That was pretty huge. Although, honorable mentions to Ubisoft for South Park, which I'm really glad they're doing another of. And honorable mentions for sure, and I'm definitely picking it up for Deus Ex from Square Enix. They did have some good announcements as well, but like I said, like she said earlier, no release dates kind of is a little bit
right.
That's never good, because at any point, because they could pull the plug, push it back, go fuck off, and whatever. I know Bethesda's game is coming out, and I know when it is. I gotta go Bethesda, Sony Bethesda,
the fractured butthole. I love that title.
GameStop has to say that.
Yeah.
They sell you the game.
I'm here for my fractured butthole.
You're going to make the guy say it, aren't you?
Yes, I am. You can say it.
You're going to sit there and go, say it. No. Say it. Say it now. Do you want a copy of the fractured butthole, sir? Yes, I do. Take my money.
God. It's going to be fucking hilarious.
It won't be fucking hilarious. It'll be phantasmagoric hilarious. But saying that, guys, if you are a gamer out there and you are a gaming fan of 2015, know this. We all have won. No one company has won. No one developer has won. We all have won. And that's my opinion here. Ubisoft have put some prime real estate out there. If you're an Assassin's Creed fan, you're going to be fucking happy. If you're a South Park fan, you're going to be fucking happy. If you're a fan of all the other Ubisoft IPs, you're going to be fucking happy. And of course, as Brandon pointed out, they've got some prime real estate that he's going to be enjoying. Square Enix...
It's all stuff that's coming out this year or next year.
There you go.
Not nebulous dates.
And Square Enix are basically listening to the fans now and popping out a ton of titles out there that are going to make your mouths water. Jamie said she had girl boners just by watching half of the stuff on there. My girlfriend even said she jizzed herself watching the Final Fantasy VII trailer, which I needed a mop for, so there you go. And and a lot of this stuff, if they announced Xenogears, I probably would have had a heart attack and died. Just the fact that they had all these amazing IPs that have coming out. They haven't actually had any set dates. Ubisoft are more concrete, as Brandon stated on that one. Nintendo, if you're a Nintendo fan and if your kids love Nintendo, you're going to be a happy camper because you've got all these amazing kids games that are coming out and games for the young at heart as well. If you're a Nintendo fan, of course you're going to be playing all of these, plus tons of amiibos for you fucking collectors that are going to sell them on anyway. And last but not least as well, Microsoft has showed a turning point in terms of their company because they have decided to streamline everything and to make the gaming consumer happy. This is from a company that not only was it 3 years ago that sat there and shat on everybody.
Yeah, I mean, if you got to look at where they
performance.
came from after the first, not even the first E3, but where the people started viewing their company after the Xbox One's reveal. And
TV,
just
TV,
what a
sports, TV, sports. Yeah.
Yeah,
Pele.
whatever. Or yeah, whatever damage that they did to their company's PR, they're slowly rebuilding. I still think Xbox Live is the much more superior online platform when it comes to comparing that to PlayStation Network, but that's just my opinion. I think though, to call this round of the console war decisively and for any company is still a bit too soon. But Microsoft and Sony are still, neck and neck, I think.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing that people need to follow about. For those people sitting there going, ha, we're Sony fanboys and ha, we're Microsoft fanboys, look at it this way. Companies are now starting to listen. Sony as well with the Shenmue Kickstarter. The fact that so many of us have gone out and chanted, save Shenmue, save Shenmue. And now that's become a reality. The fact that Sony are investing a lot more time and money into making sure that we get the games that we want for the serious gamers. The JRPG fans are getting a lot more JRPGs. The fans of shooters, first-person shooters, are getting a fucking shitload of first-person shooters. For those who love platforming and indie development games, are getting a lot of those as well. These companies are investing in our future. Now, to go on from that, you should be happy. There's only a few things that I consider negatives, which is one, there is not the emphasis on the Wii U is dying. Dave Wade was right about that. Nintendo seemed to only be shifting a couple of games onto the Wii U on purpose because they're trying to kind of distance themselves from the console in a sense. That's what it looked like for me. Then I may be wrong, but that's what it looked like from me. Secondly, the fact that Kickstarter is becoming more and more a crutch, kind of a tool by big developers to be used for funding games and putting millions and millions of fans' hard-earned cash into these games, which the developer pockets probably a third of that, and they then get a third-party publisher to, go through with the rest. And that indie development partners and indie devs are not getting enough love on these platforms, which is, it's shown a lot, and we can see it. Like, all we need is fucking... If Iwata decided to leave Nintendo and fund his own game, you would all fund it. If basically someone from Sony did the same thing, or your favorite developer from Microsoft or from any of the other big gaming companies decided, I want this project funded, you would all flock like fucking birds. I am not shitting on Shenmue, I'm not shitting on Bloodstained Symphony of the Night, I'm not shitting on any of these big time developers, but as fans we need to think with our wallets as well. Indie development needs our love, and it's shown a lot more that the future of our gaming industry is in indie development. Sony have embraced it, Microsoft have embraced it, Nintendo are kind of embracing it, but that's where our hearts need to go, because in the end, without the next big development team out there, we are not going to have third-party developers out there, because your Konamis are going down Shit's Creek without a paddle. Our Segas, Sega have lost a profitable franchise in Shenmue because they didn't think it was going to sell. And Sony have now picked up the ball and ran with it, because they're investing half of the acquired amount to make this game. Then you've got, developers from Konami getting their frills out. Capcom are only now just realizing the mistakes that they're making, and they're trying to rectify them. We need to work with indie development teams, and I don't mean the big guys, I mean the little guys too, and that goes for anywhere in the industry. Indie filmmakers, like if you're a wrestling fan, indie wrestling companies, indie game companies. You need to make sure that the new boy survives and stop throwing your money at these big games that you probably won't get to see in the next 3 to 4 years. And that's just my 2 cents on it. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but as someone who is an indie filmmaker himself, I'm really shocked and kind of appalled at the fact how people react, where you can't give $1 to an indie campaign, you're giving so much money towards, like, Shenmue. The fact this game has been fucking... It's managed to even... It's got to probably meet its stretch goal funding within the next 3 days. Probably less than that. That's scary. And half of these guys are sitting there, and half the guys who sit there and talk to me and claiming that they're broke. Do you know what I mean? That's scary, right? And I bet half of you guys are probably the ones who don't even give any money to a homeless person who's out there on the street right now, fucking suffering, sleeping rough, not knowing where the fuck they're going to go because they need shelter. And I don't mean the guys who are basically sitting there, cultivating themselves and drinking drugs. I mean the people who really need your help. So this is kind of a challenge I'm putting out to each and every one of you out there. Find indie games that you like, support them. If you see someone on Steam greenlight and there's potential, support it. Make sure that you are part of the process, because in the end, if you're not, you're going to end up basically losing. The industry itself will end up losing out. And that's the big thing. And again, I'm not meaning any ill will to anyone behind Shenmue 3 or behind all these other games. The ill will is towards basically the patrons, the ones who are funding these campaigns, the people. Because you are throwing so much money into these campaigns that they don't really even need, to tell you the truth. Bloodstained Symphony of the Night, 150 grand. 150 grand they needed. We ended up investing over 3 million of our hard-earned cash. And that's not including me, because I'm broke as fuck. But, with everybody else has funded this. And I have no ill will towards anyone for doing so. But people need to really think about this and say, was that needed? Mighty Number 9, they were begging people for more money after it was funded. And they only needed like 250 grand. And that was a 2.5D side-scroller. That made, I believe, nearly 2 million. And they still kept asking for more money to finance a fucking cartoon, for God's sake. Right?
Jesus!
This is the big thing. So that's kind of all my worries on the list. I think there's a lot of positives that came out of E3. The one big negative is how quickly everyone reacts to a project as soon as someone is attached to it. There's a lot of great stuff out there. There's a lot of great gaming. And as gamers, we have won. You wanted the companies to listen to you. They are listening. And you know what? Hopefully it will go strength to strength to strength. And those people who are hating on Nintendo for presenting what you call a lackluster E3 presentation, I felt they did good because they targeted Nintendo fans. They didn't target the average gamer, because that's what they don't want. They want families. They want kids. They want to streamline the system into a toy, and that's exactly what they're doing. So Nintendo are on the right path, and for everybody out there, quit fucking complaining, for God's sake. E3 has been a success. Now, anybody want to add anything before we sign off? And Sean, you're the only one who hasn't actually promoted any of your channels and stuff, so you can do a little promotion before we go.
Okay, well,
because I'm gonna edit this all into kind of one big retrospective here anyway.
Okay, that's what I thought you were gonna do. It's gonna be one big piece.
So, anybody else got anything to say before we finish?
No, I think stop being butthurt motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it. This is the one time of the year where I think we all get to celebrate games.
Yeah.
I guess, and it's what did I want to call it yesterday? It's Christmas, your birthday, and the Lower Oakland Roller Derby finals all rolled into one.
And Hanukkah.
So yeah, exactly.
You are a man, my son.
Yeah, it's finally the one time a year where we get news on everything that we'll be obsessing over for the next year, and and go and so on and so forth. So, enjoy it, man. And
yep.
LeBron James lost another NBA championship. Thank fucking God.
Oh, the Warriors won, huh?
Warriors won.
I got a buddy at work that's a Cleveland fan, so he's not going to be too happy.
So, Sean, where can we find you?
You can find me YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, Dietless79, DAIATLUS79. You can just add me, follow me, subscribe. Pretty much that's the easiest way to find me. And on Facebook, Sean J. Michelin. I won't have to worry about my account getting set up because I have proper ID, so I can prove that it's my account, like other people that have been having problems.
Yeah, and for those people who keep basically reporting people that are real, fuck you. Seriously, it's not nice.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The fact that online should be a place that people just need to go as escapism, away from the idiots, and to have people basically ruin that because they're butthurt over some argument, they really need to get a fucking life.
Yep.
Secondly, I want to point out for each and every one of you out there, Sean is going to be the new host of I Got Gameplay after the 1st of August. The 1st of August will be my final episode, as reiterated. And I'll be discussing a lot more about this later on as we get closer to that date. So